Okay, we are online right now. Hello, how are you? I'm happy to be here with you again. So we will start right now. What about the article? What do you think about it? Do you like it? You know, what is your opinion? I want that you tell me everything that you think right now, and turn on your microphone because I'm not listening nothing.
Sorry. I thought I was with my microphone now. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No.
Wow. No, I love the article. It was amazing.
Do you like it?
Really
Yeah.
amazing. From the very
Nice,
beginning, I
nice.
knew. Yeah. And it was not surprising. I don't want to sound cocky, but it was hard for me to understand. I think it was because of it was a very high level article. Words that I
Do you
didn't
think that?
never heard. Yeah, it was hard for me. I was trying to read it, and there's a word I don't understand, there's another one, and I had to be with my dictionary all the time,
Yeah, that
honestly.
is the
or
plan.
or
That is
i,
the
I
plan.
had to read it like 4 times a paragraph because I didn't understand the sense, but I think I went well. I took a lot of notes, and I learned a lot of words too. I think I'm gonna have to need a method to remember all the new words that I learned today and every day with the classes. And I love the article. I think it was heartbreaking, because it just showed me a reality that I didn't know about. I always knew there was a lot of corruption and sneaky things and deals and stuff like that, but things like real life events, I was surprised, and it is very sad.
Okay. I know that you feel love about arbitration and all this
Yeah.
private stuff, but I it's like this is a reality. I obviously that I work with this topic, and basically I take it or I choose it because it's really connected with bad lawyering, and it's important to understand all the sense. So I wanted you to tell me, please, what's what your favorite part? Like
My favorite
what part of
part.
the article have you the attention and makes you like it's not about, oh yeah, I have to read it twice or 3 times because I didn't understand language. No, it's like what part catch it's like what part catches you. We will ignore the topic about English. It's what part
Okay. Okay.
catch you and takes you. And tell me if you have, that is the first question. And the second is no, the second I will let after you answer me that first one. Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay.
what was the part, your favorite part? What was the part that just is like, oh gosh, this happened in my country, for example, because that happens to me when I start to read it. Even if we don't have the same events or the same law process, we have
Yeah.
that kind of cases. And of course that change a lot because it's jury, but we have the same. So I want to
Yeah,
know your
it's all
opinion.
around the world, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if this is it was, I don't know. I got excited, when I was reading it, and the real life stories that she talked about. Like the guy that was in prison for life, and he got offered a deal, and then exposed the DA that offered him the deal, and the case of the brothers too, that had the lawyers that stole from that family so much money. I think that was the thing that impacted me of the article,
Why?
the stories, because you can say, okay, this is a reality, this happens, but when you talk about real people from real life, and you take stories from their life that just literally changed everything for them, it's amazing. I think it's so heartbreaking, and you kind of like, you have to react to it. You have to really think, wow, this is the world we're living in now. And it's terrifying because no one is safe from it. Not
Yeah.
not every,
I
and the
want to
part of
know.
the end, the conclusion. What? Sorry.
Perfect. I want to know. your opinion about, do you think that a lawyer that work for free, like that's like volunteer or make like some kind of pro bono work, makes the same effort that one lawyer that is paying for the job, like paying like a good amount of money? What is your opinion about the money being involved in this situation of being good lawyers?
Yeah, I think that all the lawyers should put the same effort, but I think it gets hard when you start accumulating a couple of years or several years in the profession. I had a few pro bono cases too when I started litigating, and I think I put all my efforts to it because I was scared and I had to learn so much. But I think that it is very human to be comfortable and not making the best we can do, and sometimes going the easy way, taking the shortcut. And it's sad. I think that is general. I think we should put all our efforts regardless the money that we get paid, but I think honestly we don't as a general community. I don't know here in this country or the other or the next. The general thing is that we don't, and it is very sad. I think in that basis, the article really makes you. It's like an eye opener, you know. Even if you didn't do all that stuff, even if you're not a bad person or you don't think you're a bad person, you kind of think, oh my God, I'm dealing with people, and that is what she said in the conclusion of the article. The life of this person is going to change or is going to be totally ruined if I don't put all my heart in the work I am doing. Like a doctor, you have to put all
Yeah.
your heart to it, but you have to love the profession to do it, I think.
Do you think that necessarily one lawyer needs to be involved like sentimental way, like put the heart on it in all the cases? Yes, no,
I don't know if
why?
no, emotionally I don't think so. That can,
So what do you means? Yeah, what do you means about put the heart on it?
in your work, putting all your
Yeah,
heart in your work. I don't know if the client, regardless the client that you have now, but that was what I wanted to say recently. No, just now. Put your whole heart in your work because you love this career.
yeah,
Supposedly, I don't know if
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you should love it if
yeah,
you
yeah,
chose
yeah.
that path.
If
But
not, yeah,
put
if
your
not,
heart.
yeah. But I
Oh,
mean, when you are so involved in a case, when you put
uh-huh.
your like all your effort on it, defending someone, and the things goes wrong because not of you, because the things just something happens,
Yeah.
you'll start to feel so guilty, and that can like put blurry all your feelings about it, because you can. The first time I like to share my experience. The first time
Yeah.
that I lose a case, that I work so much on it. The first time that one was one doctor, and
Okay.
from the beginning I know that I don't have any option, but I have one plan in my mind, and don't work as I think, and that destroy me really hard. It was like 2 days that I don't want to speak with nobody, because I feel so I don't regret it about it, and I think that I cannot do nothing better that I do it. But I was judging myself, and takes me time and takes me talk with all my bosses, and everyone's like, oh no, Kali, it's just because it's the first one. And I guess that is in one point, same as doctors, I guess that they never will forget that the first time that they know that they
Save
do
someone.
it, or they know, but yes, that the process of something that they do don't work as they think, and then maybe
Yeah.
someone die in their faces, because something like that, when you have to listen one sentence about someone that is guilty, and you are the responsible about that life, feels the same, because your family
Yeah.
is behind you, the family of your client is behind you. The life, I always remember that day, because when we sit, we were so clear with our clients, and I have like everything in balance. It's like, yes, this will be the sentence. You will have like minimum 14 years in prison. That is real. That is true. We cannot change that, etc. But I have this rule, and I explain him everything. But I guess that in this point of their life, because it was one doctor that had like a lot of master's degrees and studies and was so professional, intelligent, had like his family and everything in his life was solved. And that moment, everything go down for him. And he takes my hand. I never will forget that. He takes my hand and was like, whatever that be the result, I need that you know, because if I need to appeal, I will appeal in that moment. In Colombia, it's like that. I need to appeal and explain to the judge all the reason in that moment. And I have the option not to do it. And he touched me and he told me something like, I know that you already know that you have my life in your hands. And I always remember that day because maybe I realize that everything that I will say when I open my mouth will affect him really hard. And I am the one that have like everything in my mind. And I know I love this because the feeling that I get before going to a trial, I never feel it before. I don't feel it doing anything in the world, teaching or doing photography because it's my hobby. That feeling about responsibility, I never get it in other situation. But when you start to read this kind of articles, I really like it because open my mind so much. But everybody admires so much the doctors. But now I guess that in lockdown, you realize how hard it has to be being without your freedom. And I am like, I think I'm so sure that if you are not ready for this, and especially this area, it's better that you put your ass out. Because
exactly.
this is not for money. It's not for money.
No.
Okay,
No,
we start later. Remember that we have troubles, and Ana Maria and Vanessa that is here. We'll start later because we have troubles with the live in YouTube as always. So we have 4 minutes more. No worries. We will just move a little bit. So stay there. And tell me if you have the power of change something, like reading that, because all this is like in the United States context. But if you have the opportunity or the capacity to change something in this legal exercise, what do you think? What do you change?
Something realistic, you mean? Something that can be done.
Yeah. Something that that we can like human possibilities, because some things is like just so topic. No.
It is very sad that even though, and she talks about this in some point of the article, I think that there are not enough resources to maybe motivate the attorneys, the people that get assignated by the state to take these clients pro bono. There are not enough resources, and they do it. They do the profession because there is no other way they can make a living. So I think that begins with education. I know they have an amazing education system there, but I think that the heart of it, the reality is that the main reason why some people do their jobs or help people is the money. And that is sad, the way to correct it is to motivate them more with money. But I don't know if that's possible. I think that in the end, all we can do is try to make people see how this is, the reality, make them, I don't know, sympathize with people.
Do you think that you have the same responsibility when you are working with the money of your client? Do you think that you can put in the balance money and freedom?
No, I don't. Never. No, I don't think that should be a reason to do it. That shouldn't be. It shouldn't be like that. They should see not a case, a person. But then it comes a little bit tricky, and that's why I will never be in criminal law, and I know this since I was studying, because it gets pretty emotional, and you shouldn't see money as the reason why you do it. But the sad thing is this: a lot of people, if not almost everyone, does it for the money. It is very hard to find professionals that do it regardless, or treat their clients the same. So it begins with a humanity thing, I think, or lack of humanity. I'm a kind of pessimistic after reading all of that. I'm sorry. I know not everyone is like that. I know that, but it just puts you in a place where you get like, oh my God, now what? What can we do? How can we change this? Is it ever going to change? Because this kind of people is going to keep on doing things and existing and damaging more and more and more people that are innocent. And that's what I said. It's heartbreaking. In one word, the article is heartbreaking. I loved reading it, but it broke my heart a lot.
And what about the words that you find on it? Like,
Wow,
now
a lot.
we will go back to our course. And
Yeah.
for me, this is one of the best way to learn new vocabulary. And that is my
Okay.
idea, that you can be in context with all this information minimum twice a week. And then I'm
Yeah. No.
so sure that if I start to explain word by word this on slides, I will waste hours. But then if you read it, if you take your time and you do it seriously, in half an hour to read it, and you can take notes about all the words that you need to learn.
Yeah. I have a list, a very huge list, I think, and I'm thinking, how am I gonna get this in my head? But I learned a lot, and it was a great article. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
I will give
I
you an
loved it.
idea. I will give you an idea. You start to do
Okay.
posits, and you put it in the mirror or your bathroom. And every day that you need to work
Okay.
in the mirror of your bathroom, you will start to post all the posits with all the information that you need to
Yeah.
remember. And that is the best way to learn a
Yeah.
language.
No, that's
Every
amazing.
place that in your kitchen, and start to, and when you go to the kitchen, you will find that word, and automatically will come to your brain. That is the way that when I need to learn
No,
vocabulary, that is my way. So that is a really
that's
good
great.
plan.
I was gonna ask you for advice on this. Actually,
Yeah,
I didn't know how to do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is
No,
like
great.
a really good way if you have space in your home, do it in that way.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. It's really valuable
Thank you.
that you like this kind of exercise, because I am here for that reason. And I need please that you answer that you fill out the form as always. I will put it now because
Yeah.
I
Okay.
need to turn it on, and it's just one by one. So just Laura will answer this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. It's done. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Uh,
Bye.
we are done for today. Bye bye, and I will see you soon.
Okay. See you soon. Bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to you. Okay. Hello. As you know, we had troubles, but one girl didn't assist tonight, so we will balance that schedules. No worries at all. I don't know if you stay here in all the conversation that we
No,
just finished.
it's okay. I'm
Nice.
in my job, so it was kind of difficult for me to sneak out to do the quiz, but it's okay.
Yeah, no
And I
worries, no
was
worries.
and I was
Um,
talking to a partner here, so it's okay. I didn't
okay,
hear anything.
please. No, no worries at all. It's not really a quiz. It's just the speaking code is just share a little bit and have like one topic about talk. It's not really necessary that these questions is just for check the level and check that you do it and you have time for doing it. But the tests are same. The feel that I do every day with you will be like that. It's like selection. That's it. It's just so objective. This is more subjective because
Okay.
I cannot insert all the knowledge in your brain by magic. I just need that you fall in love with because I guess that is the best way to learn it. So I need to know if you have time, to read it,
Yes, I
or
had.
maybe you have some troubles or whatever. Just let me know. Be honest. And if you read it, please let me know what was your favorite part, and let me know also if you reflect some of these troubles in your country. If you can
Yes.
see that reflection.
Well, first of all, it was heartbroken for me to see all that things that were all the people come through, and all the bad lawyering. I mean, I'm sorry.
No worries at all.
There was a lot of things that I don't know why they did the things. I mean, the sleeping lawyer and this guy that, I mean, he was for the murder trial and he just fell asleep, and I was like, how his level of responsibility about all the work that he has to do with that person, for me, it doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you get a case in every area, you need to have the conscience or the calling of your job to do it in the best way. And I was like in shock that it's like I don't care case. It's like, I do it for the money, you pay me, and I don't care about the results. So for me, it was like pretty shocking. And I, when I was reading, I think in the first pages, there was this phrase that was effective aid.
Yeah.
And for me, that's the key about all these problems. Because when you are capable of giving effective aid, that's because you know what are you talking about. You have the calling on your career, I don't know, in everyone. And it's really important to have those things to work. I mean, when you take the path of a career, you have to, I don't know how to say, be clear about all the things that you are going to confront in the way. And trials are one of the most delicate things I think we experiment. Yes, in my country we have this issue every single day. And I think the most common one is the process
Mm-hmm.
violations,
Mm-hmm.
because you know, you really know, you can detect when the lawyer is lying, when he doesn't want to come to the trial, so he
Yeah.
pretends to be sick. When
Yeah, I know
the
it.
most common one is when they, for me, it's shocking. We have the hearing like tomorrow. So today he sends us that he wants to change some things about the process. So it's like, are you really saying this to me? We have a very tight schedule, and that they doesn't care about that their clients are going to have the next hearing in like 2 years is shocking.
Mm-hmm.
And because we have to make all the procedure, and we have to make the new information to the other parts and all these things, but they don't really care about that, and it's sad for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I always see the person in the other side, and they're struggling with that thing. And I don't know, when a lawyer doesn't care about it, it's like, for me, it's already lost the case. Because
Mm-hmm.
when it starts bad, it ends pretty bad. So that's all I can't like say about it, because for me it was really sad, and it was tremendously real for me.
Yeah.
So that's all I can say for now.
What do you think that is the worst consequence about, like in one case, be working on it, like one lawyer and then other one and then other one and other one? But do you think that is the worst consequence about one process be like responsible of that process a lot of lawyers? Because in some cases you pay for a lawyer and then that person is really really bad and you change, but then it's like manipulated for two, and then you can find a solution and you pay other one and other one. But in other cases the first one was terrible but the second one can save that case. I want to know what is your opinion because you work in a tribunal. So how you can see it? What do you think that can be a solution for this problematic stuff?
Well, first of all, I think that the people that came here
Mm-hmm.
and they changed lawyers a lot is kind of problematic, because every lawyer thinks different and their education is different. Uh, I think that's the solution is that when you came in to a tribunal, you need to came with a specialist,
Mm-hmm.
because maybe the mindset of that lawyer is used to the, how do you say, the procedures and the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
process and all that stuff that is different in every one of them. But when the lawyer is bad the first time, I think it's good to change to the second one,
Yeah.
because maybe you can correct the fact that it's not a good one for your case, and that's fine. But I have seen cases when it's three, even
Or
five
more.
or six. So I think that's really bad, because it makes the process really slow. And like I said before, every lawyer has his thinking. So everything in the process changed a lot. And the judge is like, okay, well, we have to start all over. And it's kind of hard. And it's also really problematic in an economic way for the part,
Yeah, of course.
be- because you have to make an effort to pay one. I don't even know how they pay two or five or six, but I think if the lawyers were more responsible about their job, maybe we didn't have to deal with all that stuff, and it just moves a little more better. Because you see, I swear to God, the the worries in their clients when they speak, and they didn't know what they were talking about, they don't know about the case, and it's really hard to watch from the other side, just to say it in a way.
Yeah, I really understand it. And what about if the one that is changing all time is the judge? What is your opinion?
It's
Because that
terrible.
happens. That happens in my country. That happens all time, and happens
Yes,
for money. Happens because they need other opportunities. And if I sometimes I try to think about it. If I was like a judge that I'm having really a really bad time there, and because we have a lot of congestion, we have, and that is not life for nobody. It's not life for a prosecutor. It's not life for the judge, from the people that work with judge. So I understand it. because it's life. But what do you think that affects so much the process? And that is one of the reasons that we are like that, because our system
Yes,
didn't work.
of course, it didn't work. And
Yeah.
it's sad because I think this is one of the most problematic things about our system. Because when a judge left for,
Yeah.
I don't know the reason, uh, it stops all the work because their assistant is literally out of questions to work. I mean, he can do anything. He's like freeze, and that it slows all the process a lot. And maybe the, I don't know how to say,
Criterio.
criteria, yes,
Criteria o criterio, dependiendo del
criteria,
contexto. Pero es
okay,
criteria.
criteria, okay.
Yeah.
And maybe is like the total opposite of the person that has the case before, and it
Yeah.
can change all the stuff that was happening. Here in my tribunal, we don't have the problem with the money and corruption, thank God. But
Yeah.
it's really funny because the private lawyers,
Yeah.
they put demands on the judges because they don't want them to be their judge. I don't know how to say it in English, but it's called recusación.
Sí, 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 la recusación. Yeah.
Yep,
Recusation. Works.
recusation.
Works.
And
Yeah.
the people, their clients didn't understand, and so when they came here and they were talking with another judge, and then suddenly see another one is like, well, who is my judge? Who is taking this? And all the process is slows more than the other process. So I think it's very frustrating, and it affects a
Yeah.
lot. And I think that that can be bad lawyering too, because I mean, you can step away of a case if there's some interest involved, of because it's about a family of yours or whatever. But
Yeah.
when these things happen, uh, the only person that is getting affected by it is the client. So I don't like it too.
Yeah. I know. It's really hard. But tell me, what do you think about this exercise? Do you think that was so demanding? I figured out that was maybe quite long, but I really like it because it involves you.
Yes.
But I want to know your opinion. Do you think that maybe so long? Do you prefer something like shorter? What is your opinion? Do you like
I,
it?
li- I like that we're having different ways to make this exercise, because the first one was a video and now we read, and it's really good. I'm
Okay.
really enjoying it. And it's sad to see that even in the US, in Colombia, in Peru, or wherever, in my country
Yeah, I
too,
saw that.
we have this, and it's
For me, it's
sad.
like, this is your trouble. For that reason, the people is like killing themselves in the.
I
I don't
mean,
know. Yeah, I don't know if in Costa Rica it's the same, but when you start like the criminal process and the first time that they take out your freedom, they don't let you have your anything that you can use against yourself, like the crazy stuff, like none of these, nothing. You cannot have nothing because the mental health is so weak that you can be in against you in one of these. Of course, if you are in Colombia, I prefer to kill myself. What I can do, if you are innocent and you don't have any money for paying a really good lawyer, you are fucked.
basically,
Yeah, that is
yeah.
like is the hardest part. Someone in the conversation answer the field. Who was? Did you do it, Anna?
No, it wasn't me.
Ok, ¿quién fue? ¿Alguien,
Creo que
alguien me
fue
contestó?
Laura.
Sí, Laura,
Creo
pero
que
es
fue Laura.
una y ya me han votado dos. ¿Quién contestó para tenerlo aquí clarito? ¿Ana
A ver,
María o Vanessa? De pronto, por error.
ahí está Karencita y Vanessa.
¿Alguien? Para yo, igual cada todo lo tienen que hacer, pero es para que no se me vaya a ir nadie sin hacerlo.
No sé, Karencita, ¿fuiste vos?
Ya me votaron las tres. Bueno, está bien. Gracias. Ana, necesito que votes, porfa, antes de desconectarte.
Perfectísimo.
Gracias, yo no miro. Yo doy su
Gracias por esa
anonimato.
lectura también. Me encantó de verdad.
Me alegra que te haya gustado, me siento muy feliz, creo que tuve una muy
Aquí la
buena
tengo
acogida.
llena de marcador y notas y todo.
Sirve mucho y no sé si alcanzas también para todas las que ya están aquí, que ya llegaron. Es muy importante todo ese vocabulario, hacerlo entrar a nuestra cabeza de las maneras más random posibles, en la nevera, cuando se levantan lo primero que ven, porque él va a ir entrando automáticamente a nuestro cerebro. Listo, eso es como un tip que se los voy a dar igual a todos cuando nos veamos, pero me súper funciona. Y cualquier persona, sé que hay muchas que hablan aquí varios idiomas, entenderán cuando les digo que hay que meterse vocabulario en los lugares donde nunca.
Y tenía una palabra rápido, tenía una duda de una palabra rápida y ya no les quito más tiempo.
Sí, tranquila. Si quieres, me la puedes enviar porque ya voy con tiempo. ¿Tienes mi WhatsApp? Todas las dudas me las envías por WhatsApp. Hoy termino clase a las 9:30 y contestamos
Perfectísimo.
todo.
Un
Bueno,
besito a todas.
muchas
Cuídense.
gracias por tu tiempo. Que estés muy bien.
Chao.
Adiós. Chicas, hola. Me sigue Daisy. Daisy, creo, espérenme que necesito confirmar que fue una la que me pidió permiso. Daisy entraba a las 6, 6:15, 6:30. Listo, a las 6:45 terminaba con Daisy y Daisy no está. Entro con Karen. Karen, ¿estás acá? Hola, Karen.
My internet is very slow. Hola.
Lo noto. Bueno, perfecto. Entonces, hoy vamos, espérame, déjame un segundito que me toca tomar nota de todo esto. Laura, luego vamos Ana y vamos en tiempo con Karen. Bien. Karen. Ya comenzamos en el minuto 1 porque comenzamos mal. Tuvimos problemas con conexión. Bueno, Karen, cuéntame. Please let me know what is your opinion about the article. First of all, from the beginning, I was like thinking like, oh, maybe they will get bored because I am so connected with criminal law. And basically, I start to put a lot of information, but I not do it just because it was the area. I do it because here you can check, not all the vocabulary that we saw already, but it's one of the best way to learn all this new info. And if I do it by a lesson, will take me ages. So do you have time to read it or maybe no?
Yes, I had time and I try to keep in mind some words, but the most important is that I could get some connectors to my drafting or writing, so
That is
was
great.
very cool for me. Yes.
I will show you because I guess that
And
we all need to do that.
mhm.
I have this is my with this book I work just English, and then the other side is Portuguese, but it's so different because here is like so complex and here is like I am. But I do it with everything. I don't know if you can check it. This is like
Yes.
and it's the best way. It's the best way. Everything that I didn't understand, and I have
Okay.
pages and
This
pages.
is my book.
Yeah, that is so correct. Because it's the best way to put it in your mind.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, for me, it's the most way to keep words in my mind, and drawing and painting words. So that's
Yes, perfect. What was your favorite part and the part that maybe caused you more impact in the article?
okay. there were two parts that I found very interesting. The first was when in the article talk about public defenders because I didn't
Yeah.
know that word and that's the first part. And it was very 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 interesting because in Costa Rica we have public defenders too at the same time in United States. And here in Costa Rica, public defenders are how I could explain that. Public defenders are um,
Part
view
of
like
paying for.
part of I
En
mean like
español y lo
vistos
mandamos en
como
inglés.
or are like
Cien. They are 100.
okay,
¿Has visto
are
el visto
like
de WhatsApp?
sí,
100.
¿cómo?
¿Has visto
Okay.
el visto? El visto de
They
WhatsApp.
sí,
They are
ujú,
100.
sí,
Están
okay,
vistos como. Like.
okay, okay. Public defenders have been seen
100.
like I have the sleeping lawyers that are not doing anything and left
The
the
lazy.
the
The lazy one.
exactly. But I know a lot public defenders that do a great job, but when the case came to their offices, actually are lost because how do you say a quien defienden?
¿Qué
Client,
quieres decir?
but
¿Qué
it's
quieres
not
decir
client.
antes y
I don't
después?
know el
En
acusado,
español.
el acusado, ajá,
¿Pero qué
no
quieres
sé
decir
cómo,
antes y
the
después?
accused, sí,
No. O sea, no entiendo qué
que,
me
o sea,
quieres decir.
que cuando los casos ya llegan, normalmente ya vienen muy difíciles
Ujú.
porque, o sea, ya hay demasiada prueba en contra del acusado. Ya cuando llega al defensor público ya viene muy difícil el
Yeah, you can say,
caso, muy difícil porque ya especial. Ujú.
yeah, you can say like, recuérdame que lo que quieres decir era como que es muy difícil para poder hacer la traducción completa. Como que es muy difícil. Like
Okay,
the case is very
cua-
difficult when
eh,
arrived to the office of the public defender
ajá,
because the accused, la persona, o the
ajá, the
accused
accused.
person, la
Ujú,
persona acusada, is like
ajá.
I don't know, is really is guilty or maybe he has a lot of proofs against him. That is like the best way. For me, it's really hard,
Exactly.
like to do it exactly. For me, it's like easier to do it in general because you can catch better the idea.
Okay.
So, but when you're
And
talking about como
how I could
acusado,
say
accused,
ajá, accused, accused.
yeah,
Ujú,
accused.
okay.
¿Y qué otra palabra? ¿Qué otra cosa me vas
How
a
do you
preguntar?
say flagrancia?
You can say, ellos tienen una palabra en
Complacency.
slang. Sí, no, que significa con las manos en la masa. They say, I catch you. Like in law, we will say it's like it's
Mhm.
flagrance, no worries. But
Flagrance.
they use an expression that I will get you for the next time that I saw you. I will take notes because they use
Mhm,
an specific, es puro slang, pero lo utilizan mucho en
mhm.
las series de abogados. Y en este momento se me lengua la traba. ¿Qué
Okay.
significa con las manos en la masa? Pero ellos lo utilizan
Mhm.
mucho, lo he visto mucho en series. Listo.
Okay. Sí.
Pero bueno,
Okay.
esto es como el slang, pero la manera
Mhm.
técnica de decirlo es like the flagrance. They found it
The
like,
flagrance.
yes,
Okay.
something that is
It's very
happening right now.
similar.
They
So
catch it.
exactly. So they tried to do everything in their hands, but
Mhm.
at the end they couldn't. could not defend that kind of cases. So I think that it's very interesting that that vision in around the world, because it's very similar. And the second part that I um, found um, relevant, I think, was about the idea that presumption of innocence, it's the
Yeah.
it's due no, the presumption of innocence, it's the cause of the lazy lawyers, the bad lawyering,
Yeah,
because they
because
don't
they
do
don't have to
anything,
do
because
anything.
that
Yeah.
presumption do everything the work. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All
So
the
that
work for them.
and that was very funny, because exactly I didn't think about that, but it's really are sometimes not, because even if we have that kind of presumption, you must try to prove not your innocence, but prove or give some evidence that you maybe don't do in the crime or whatever.
Mhm. I am
So
so
it's
happy.
like a help. It's not the rule, but it's a help. Mhm.
I am so happy that I don't know if you realized it before, but in your speech, you're starting to involve some vocabulary, like the evidence. And maybe it's simple because, of course, that you have a level and you speak English perfect, but it starts to come to your speech naturally.
Ah,
I
okay.
don't know if you realize it. Maybe no, because
N-
you're speaking and you don't see it, but I can saw it if I am listening to you. I was like, and yes, the evidence was normal. You put it in your speech, natural already.
oh,
So
thank you.
that is really great. It's great because it's working. Um, yeah, because I am taking notes about everything that happens here
Okay.
because I need to do an inform. And this is
Mhm.
the second exercise. And you start to put words like that are so necessary, but it's not the common speech of someone that speaks English. You start to put information natural.
Mhm.
Of course,
Oh,
not are the hardest words because we have a lot in that article, but you start to connect to make that connections,
mhm.
and that is like
Oh,
really great, Karen. It's like I'm happy. That
thank
makes me
you.
happy. Okay, we have 5 minutes
Thank
more. I want to
you. Mhm.
know what is your opinion about the use of the jury in a case?
The use of a journey.
Jurado,
Ah, okay.
jurado, el uso
Thank
de un
you.
jurado.
Um,
Ujú.
yep.
Jury.
But we is a jury. Okay. We in Costa Rica don't use jury like a system, because here there are no, we have just tribunal. Yeah.
Yeah,
So jury here is not common,
yeah.
but I my experience it's by the movies or
Yeah,
TV
yeah, yeah,
shows.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. As all
But
our experiences for that.
I I think that exactly, but I think it's not a good idea, because some people could be affected or influenced by general opinion or press, or I don't know, maybe her own experience, and maybe don't take some how can I explain that, um maybe don't consider sometimes stuffs that are so far from his for their lives, so they should take no take conscious. about other experiences that
Mhm.
maybe put a criminal in that position. So I think in criminal law, it's not a good idea to have jury for that reason. Yeah,
Okay. And in other
and
areas
that's
of law, do you think that can be necessary in some
yeah.
point?
I
At some
think
point,
in
what do you think?
municipal Yeah, I think in municipal law it could be helping having a jury because in the local stuffs people are in the same environment, so they
Yeah.
know the best way how their communities work. So I think in
Yeah.
that cases are very helpful, that kind of jury. But I think maybe in the municipal law, but in the way of administrative, that
Yeah.
how local government govern the area. So that's, I think it's a good idea. Mhm.
Perfecto. Súper. Quisiera, um, what do you think that you can do from your position in your government for don't do like for prevent like the bot lawyering? What do you think that can be your report or your solution for this problematic?
I think maybe they could be more watching. I like watching is the word, like watchmen, like installing or I don't know how I could say that, like evaluate every month
Like
your work or something
overwatching,
like that.
como overwatching, como
Or watching.
vigilando, como sí,
Exactly.
creo que lo que
So
quieres decir. Look out, stake out.
exactly. So stake out, staring,
Yeah.
maybe staring.
No, stake,
Yeah.
stake.
Government could
Así,
stake stake the
así es. Sí, así, así. Mira, al
for
tablero, por
example,
favor.
public defenders. Public defenders, but I think the most helpful way to do that, it's about ethical issues in the colegio de abogados or the bar.
Mhm.
When
Okay.
I think barristers could make conscious about how ethical issues are very important in the exercise of lawyering. So I
Okay.
think it's most effective than repress that kind of behavior.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time, for do all the effort around this exercise because I really appreciate it. And I know that I'm not sure if you already answered the survey.
Yeah,
¿Ya contestaste la encuesta?
I
Ya la hiciste. Bien,
yes.
súper. Karen, vamos tres. Porque ahora toca por separado, porque ya no tenemos como un espacio conjunto, así que me toca ser más metódica.
Okay.
Muchas gracias por tu tiempo. Nuestro tiempo ha terminado y nos vemos mañana. ¿Listo? En clase.
Muchas
Gracias
gracias.
y descansa, que estés muy
Bye.
bien.
Bye everyone.
Adiós,
Thank you.
adiós. Listo, a ti, gracias, Francela. Sí, Francela. Hola, Francela, ¿cómo estás? Hello, how are you? How is everything going? I can't listen. I don't know why. I cannot listen to you. Nope. Nope. Ahora. No, tampoco. Uh-uh. No sé qué pasa. No. Si quieres, salte de la conversación y vuelve a entrar. A ver si eso funciona. ¿Aló? No, no te escucho. Hay algo. Y no soy yo, porque ya tengo... ¿Tú me escuchas? Yo no. Ya conecté y desconecté mis audífonos. ¿Aló?
Ahora sí.
Perfecto, listo. Súper, estamos adentro entonces. Francela, por favor, please let me know. I can't remember if I do a question already. Sorry. I want to know what do you think that are the worst consequences about bad lawyering?
Okay, depending on the area that you're working, the consequences can be taken. If we're talking about family law and we're talking about child custody can be lost for bad behaviors. Okay, and sometimes let's see, if you don't have a good attorney representing you, you can always obtain a bad consequence. Okay. If they don't know what are the resources that can be placed when the investigation is having time, or when you are already at a trial and everything has been submitted, if you don't know what are the rights of your customer, those kind of consequences can be obtained. If we're talking about immigration and you have, if you hire an attorney who is not sure of what he or she is doing, they can be charging you for services that they are not sure how the timeline is. And also you can lose the process that you have started when requesting a residency. So you can also get, how can I say this? You can get exposed of the country in where you're willing to live, and you can lose your money and everything. If we're talking about criminal law and the attorney who is representing you is not sure of, or is not paying attention to what you are being investigated, if they are not sure of if they are not willing to protect your rights, and they are just seated and waiting for everything, and they are not doing the discovery, then the people can get in felony, can go to felony. So to my opinion, depending on the area that you're working, those can be consequences to your customers. If you're not willing to answer the phone and you have been hired to represent somebody, and as the article was saying, if you're not willing to answer the phone, or if you put it on silence and you know that someone is waiting for you, to me, you're becoming a bad lawyer.
Yeah, of course. Do you think that all this ethical stuff about your behavior in a process can be changed by a religious position? Or but like can be changed by an internal behavior? I don't know if you understand my point of view. Do you think
Yes.
that religious are connected with your ethical? Because I don't know in your country, but in Colombia, in some universities that has like a really Catholic influence, they teach like you are a good lawyer and you have moral and ethics because of course if you saw all that uh, thing and the whole that stuff in the university. So do you think that are really connected or not, and why?
It depends on you. To
Yeah,
me, it depends on you. Um, if your desire is to become a good professional in any area that you're working, it doesn't matter what is happening around you. If you are established in a position in where your moral and ethic it's important to you, it doesn't matter what is going on where you are or where you're working, because you have your personality and you have
yeah,
commitment. If you're showing commitment in every area that of your life, to me it's important. If we're talking about religion, yes, to me that I trust in God, it's important to me thinking that I'm doing what I have to do. And I
yeah,
don't want to become a part of a position in where I'm feeling that I'm not doing what my religion says, which is good to do or what is a good practice, because I'm going to obtain more money doing things that are not right, that are
yeah,
not legally well seen, or that are not good behaviors or good practices according to my religion. So to me, it's important,
yeah.
but it
Please,
depends on
Francela.
each one.
Yes, I am agree with you. Please let me know what was your favorite part in the article, and please let me know if you had time to read it at all,
Hmm.
or maybe just a part, because that can happen. I know that all of you are working and having a life. So please, if maybe you didn't complete it, just be honest. I don't have, this is like an exercise and it's not a test, so no worries. Let me know what was your favorite part, what will continue with you after read this kind of stuff. Living in one way, the all the legal vocabulary and all the things that we know that will help us in our learning process. No, what do you think that you can catch from your professional life from this article?
Okay, I read it, I recorded, and I did a summary of each part. But to me, the most important part is at the conclusions where it says, start with yourself. If you don't want to be the client of these in these scenarios, don't be the lawyer in them. So it is like mm, Dolan, and that the other part that Socrates said, the greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be who we pretend to be. If I don't want to hire a lawyer, I'm hoping I would never need a lawyer for criminal law, but just in case if I need one, I would like he or she to be committed to what they are doing. And I know it would be difficult, because if you are a professional in a specific area and you need to hire someone, you would, if you know the law and the rights that you have, it would be difficult if you are paying someone who is misrepresenting you.
Yeah.
So it's a difficult situation. And well, if you're paying somebody to do something, that person should do it, as I was telling you before, should put their effort to do it the best they can.
Do
So
you think
that's
that
the most important part
the
for me.
money, do you think that the money can take influence or relevance between, like, I don't know how to ask it. Do you think that the money can influence a good and bad lawyering? Like, do you think that one lawyer that is paid with a huge amount of money for one case can have like a different position and different disposition about working in a case, or not
Okay,
too much? What
in
What
the
is your
area,
opinion?
yes, okay, I would tell you my answer in the area that I work.
Yeah.
If we're working in immigration, we have been telling some of our customers, because here in Costa Rica we had a lot of refugees and people from other countries who are coming. It happens in every part of the world. People are coming, telling lies, pretending to be a refugee, trying to obtain benefits. If they are not refugees, this is not something that I see good as more. My moral part is not good on that. So
Yeah.
what I'm telling them is, you should hire someone in who you trust, because you're providing that person, like that person is going to address the direction in where your process is going to move. Okay, if you hire someone who is not, and this is the part that is concerning me, it doesn't need to be expensive if you're hiring a good professional, but if you're hiring the cheapest professional, that person is not going to put a lot of his or her time and his effort in your case, because they would put their minds in somebody who is paying more, and that's not also a good thing. If this is the rate or the taxation that I gave you, and you agree on it, even if it is expensive or cheap, my commitment is to do the best I can with the resources that I have. But sometimes
Yeah.
here we say, if you pay cheap, it would cost you more than expensive. So lo barato sale caro. And this
Sí,
is what is
nosotros también.
happening when you're hiring a lawyer. So
Okay.
yes, to me, that's an important thing that you should consider if you're hiring a lawyer, or if you're hiring any professional. You should think,
Professional.
what is happening. Am I willing to pay more if it is not going in the way that I expect, or what are the consequences that it comes after my decision of hiring somebody? So if you're
That is correct.
choosing, you should choose wisely.
Yeah. Yeah. You need to be conscious about your decisions because, as always, like all decisions that we take all time change our lives. That is real. Okay, Francela, thank you so much for your opinion. And please let me know if you fill out the survey
No,
already or not yet. Okay, so in this moment, it's like turn on. I need that you please fill it. And then you can leave the conversation if you want. If you want to stay, no worries at all.
where can I find it?
Uh,
Let me.
has to be like in your screen, I guess,
Oh,
because
I
it's
have it
active
here.
right now. Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
Vamos, cuatro, muy bien.
Thank you.
Francela, thank you so much for your time, and I will see you tomorrow.
Okay, goodbye.
Okay, good night, adiós. Bueno, muchachos, ches, Francela. Listo, Francela. Me queda Crisia. Crisia, hola,
Aquí,
¿cómo estás?
más o menos bien. Venía agitada.
Tranquila. Cuéntame hasta el momento cómo te has sentido con las clases. ¿Ha sido claro para ti?
Hay algunas cosas que no las he entendido muy bien, pero hay otras, por ejemplo, lo que vimos ayer, sí lo entendí. Y hasta
Súper.
me sentí bien tomar las anotaciones con más libertad. Pero en la clase anterior a la de ayer, sí no entendí los últimos puntos.
Ujú.
Pero de
Sí, sí,
ahí
te
me he
entiendo.
sentido bien.
Bueno, Cristian, mi WhatsApp está abierto todo el tiempo. Cada vez que tú, no importa si se acabó la clase y tú no entiendas algo, me digas, Gali, no entendí lo último, no te preocupes. Yo te explico por WhatsApp, te mando un audio, te digo, mira, es esto, 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 esto. No tengas pena de preguntar y si te da pena de preguntar en clase, mi celular está abierto todo el tiempo, ¿vale? Porque es normal, estamos hablando desde niveles completamente diferentes. Gente que ya tiene estudios de posgrados y nuestra bebé, entonces no te preocupes, te vamos a cuidar. Listo, ¿leíste el artículo?
Leí una parte, ya que acabo de
Ajá.
venir de hacer un mandado, por eso venía agitada, pero
No te
sí, leí
preocupes.
una parte.
Ok, ¿qué te pareció la parte que leíste? ¿Cuál leíste? ¿La primera parte?
La primera parte y una parte de la segunda. Llegué a leer hasta donde decía que en una parte donde decía que un abogado se había quedado dormido, algo así, porque lo leí súper temprano, pero y
Sí,
que por
tranquila.
eso le habían quitado como, ¿cómo decirlo? Que por culpa del abogado en sí, el acusado terminó perdiendo, porque ya que lo representó mal, se podría decir, ya que se había quedado dormido, algo así decía.
Okay. How was the thing with the vocabulary? Can you understand all the vocabulary, or you need to check it online? Some words that you didn't understand.
I want to check the vocabulary.
Yeah. No, no worries. It's not now. It's like you check it. ¿Tú lo tuviste que buscar? ¿O entendía? ¿O estuvo muy complejo? ¿Te
Hubieron dos
parece que estuvo
palabras,
complejo?
una que está al principio, que ya no me acuerdo cuál es, por
No te
cierto,
preocupes.
pero la anoté en mi cuaderno, que no había entendido bien el texto, lo demás, o sea, lo trataba de encajar con lo demás, pero no podía. Así que lo tuve que buscar.
Tranquilo.
Pero
Para
sí,
eso, mira, vamos a tener varias actividades. We will have, voy a decirlo en español y en inglés, vamos a tener muchas actividades de este tipo y cada vez los artículos van a ser diferentes, unos más pequeños, unos más grandes, etc. En estas actividades, no importa si tú te apoyas en tu traductor, tú puedes copiar y pegar en Google Translator y luego comenzar a leerlo. Lo lees en español y luego lo comienzas a leer en inglés. Es la manera más fácil de abordar este tipo de ejercicios. Y también puedes leer en el celular y tener abierto tu computador y vas mirando palabra por palabra para que puedas entender el contexto. Es normal, inclusive nosotros, ahorita le estaba comentando a otra compañera, yo tengo en mi cuaderno muchísimas notas de vocabulario nuevo, porque es la manera en la que nosotros aprendemos. Entonces es importante que le des un poquito de orden a tu cabeza, entonces digas como, ok, este cuadernito de notas lo voy a anotar solo para el nuevo vocabulario y todo lo que no entiendas va ahí. Boom, 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 boom. I know that is like a really hard topic, but for clear your mind and for make it easier for you, you can check or take a book and start to write all the new vocabulary and everything that you don't understand. So tomorrow, if you have some free time, you can start to do that exercise and that will help you. Basically, these articles talk about some examples about what bad lawyering is. Bad lawyering, as I told you in the lesson, is one behavior that can be connected with all the processes because we are human and we can make some mistakes or we can do like right stuff, but we can affect really hard the rights of other people. We can affect them in their freedoms, in their money, in everything that can affect somebody. We can do it because for our position in the society, we can do that. So until then, you understand me? See? Super. So my idea with these kind of articles is that you can figure out what is happening in the world. And this is happening in the US, right? It's an example from the American experience, but happens in all of countries. In all our countries, we have this trouble because of corruption or because the people is more interested in money than in real, like to do a really good work with their profession. And I'm so sure that in Salvador is not the exception. So now that you are starting to create your career and you will have like a lot of experiences with all of us that we are already lawyers, I guess that you can be more conscious, vas a ser más consciente de la decisión que estás tomando. And it's not because my mom told me or my family do it or the influence. No, the decision that are you taken is the profession that will be with you all your life. And if you want to be rich, you can do a lot of stuff. If you want to be really good lawyer, you can do it. If you want to just go in and do the things because you have to, but you don't feel passion, that will affect your life, right? who you are as a person will be the person that you will become as a lawyer. Okay? So now that you're starting, it's really good that you start to define what kind of lawyer you want to be, right? And this is not about religious or about ethics or about all the information that we come from our schools about what is good and what is wrong. I guess that is one exercise that includes all your conscious and be present and focus it in what are you doing with your life, right? And especially when you have to decide which one will be the area that will be with you, because at some point you will take the decision to be a criminal lawyer or a family lawyer or labor lawyer, but the opportunities to being a bad person and a bad lawyer will be always there. So you need to take decision about what kind of lawyer you want to be, because that will define you, will define your profession. This sounds like a class about ethics, but it's not like that. When you have the opportunity to read the article again, I want that you figure out the sense of the article. Cuando tenga la oportunidad de volver a ver este artículo, de leerlo, quiero que descubras la esencia del artículo y te des cuenta que este es solo un par de ejemplos en una área del derecho en las cuales la vida de tu cliente, el patrimonio entero de su cliente, va a estar en tus manos, ¿sí? Y todo el actuar que tú hagas, para bien o para mal, puede dañar su vida. Entonces eso es muy importante. No lo hago desde el punto de vista religioso, de Dios te está observando, no. Lo hago desde el punto de vista en que esto sucede en los países de primer mundo y es la realidad de todos los días en nuestros países. Y es la verdad. No podemos luchar contra eso como colectivo porque es cambiar a toda una sociedad y no somos superheroínas. Pero sí viene desde un cambio, desde pequeños cambios que pueden generar un cambio de estructura más adelante. Y este tipo de cosas, yo en mi primer año de Derecho, comenzando la carrera, no tuve tanta conexión con abogados ya experimentados o gente que estuviera muy relacionada con las áreas. Ya fue casi hasta mediados de la carrera que comencé a trabajar y comencé a ver espejos de lo que yo quería o no quería para mí, para mi vida. Entonces, eso es muy importante, Cris. Eres como la consentida, porque es en lo que nosotros te podamos colaborar desde nuestras experiencias, cada uno desde su área, pues va a ser muy valioso también para ti ver espejos hacia adelante. ¿No ves? Entonces, esto no es una tarea, esto es muy, muy alejado de lo que nosotros conocemos como el estudio tradicional. Me gusta mucho que seas honesta, que me digas, hey, no me lo terminé, a mí me encanta la honestidad, pero sí te invito a que cuando tengas un tiempito este fin de semana, comiences a abordar párrafos para que cualquier duda que tengas, primero la puedas hacer y a ti te toca trabajar un poquito más para comprender conceptos que para el resto de nosotros son básicos, porque ya pasamos por toda la universidad. Entonces, eso sí voy a demandar de ti y cualquier duda que tengas, me la haces. ¿Ok? I want to know what do you think that maybe the lawyer can have influence by the religion in their behavior? ¿Tú crees que el abogado puede tener una influencia de la religión en su comportamiento? Sí, no, ¿y por qué?
Yo creo que sí,
¿Por qué?
depende.
But in English.
I think that a lot of time the person se deja llevar. How do you say?
¿Qué quieres decir? ¿Qué quieres decir?
Muchas
Después de
veces
se deja llevar.
se dejan llevar por su creencia,
No, you
aunque
can say like sometimes the lawyer can follow. I don't know that you can follow your.
religious.
Yeah, but it's like can follow your I know what you want to mean. But it's just es como seguir like a way will be like the follow a way.
Follow a way that
Like a way to believe, maybe
yes,
a way of thinking, a way of maybe
thinking,
can follow a conviction about something, como seguir una convicción,
but
sí, creo que
sometimes
la mejor manera.
actually I no sé, es que me cuesta expresarme mucho en inglés.
Tranquila, que para eso estamos acá en lo que te podamos colaborar. A ver, sigue. Sometimes the people can follow their own convictions. Pueden seguir sus propias convicciones. Their own, te lo voy a escribir acá en nuestro tablero. Their own convictions. Their own convictions. Ok.
And their own conviction,
Tus
but
propias como convicciones.
but for the other people it's not correct, or for the law no match or connection. I think so.
Yeah.
But this is my opinion.
Perfect. So you need to promise me that you will read that article.
Yes.
And even if you are doing this slowly, because it's quite hard, even for me, I was like, maybe it's too long, de pronto es muy largo, se van a aburrir, pero en realidad es un muy buen artículo en el cual tú vas a ir encontrando tu camino. Eso te va a ayudar a definir qué tipo de abogado tú quieres ser, no solamente en el ámbito del ejercicio, sino si de pronto tú te ves metida en el derecho penal, en el derecho laboral, porque haz de cuenta que tú acabaste de escoger la base, pero ahora te toca escoger a lo largo de esta carrera, que es un descubrimiento, qué área es en la que tú vas a querer trabajar, porque tú no puedes trabajar en todas, te va a tocar escoger una, dos, tres, ¿de acuerdo? Entonces, muchas gracias por tu tiempo, por tu honestidad, eso es algo que valoro muchísimo. Y te voy a colocar la encuesta de siempre, no voy a ver, no te preocupes, voy a mirar hacia otro lado para que tú la contestes y ya te puedes retirar después de haber hecho el ejercicio. Nos vemos entonces mañana.
Okay.
Y
no me salió la encuesta.
está activa, búscala, la tengo activa. No miro.
Muchas gracias y sí lo voy a leer porque al inicio sí me pareció interesante varias cosas que decía, pero no lo pude, no me quedó tiempo, pero lo voy a leer.
Tranquila, léelo. Si te conviene más leerlo primero en español y luego lo comienzas a leer en inglés, es súper válido para que te enganche y sepas el contexto, porque no es un contexto tan fácil, más de que tú no has tenido realmente una relación con testigos, un conocimiento como en vivo y en directo de cómo se manejan estas áreas del derecho. Entonces, tente paciencia en tu proceso y nos vemos mañana. ¿Ok?
Adiós.
Que
Gracias.
tengas una linda noche. De nada.
Igual.
Adiós. Cuídate.
Igual.
Cristian. Perfecto, Cristian. Tenemos a Yasmín. Y Yasmín no ha llegado. Vanessa, are you here?
Good evening, teacher. Yes, I'm here.
Perfect. We will start with you right now, and then if Jasmine comes, she will have to wait because then I will lose the schedules, right? So, can please you turn on the camera?
Yes, I'm in that. Wait a minute, please, because I
no worries.
So
no worries at all. I will wait.
But it doesn't matter.
No worries.
Now.
Perfect. Hello.
Yes. Hello, teacher. Good evening.
Thank you. Vanessa, how are you?
I'm fine, teacher. Thank you so much for asking. And
Okay.
you?
Yeah, everything is fine too. Thank you. Okay, Vanessa, did you read all the article?
Yes, I have.
Okay, I know that you have been here like as a ghost. So I
Yes.
know more or less what are the questions that I'm doing, but I
Uh-huh.
will repeat it. So I want to know what was your favorite part in the article, what impacts you more, what have like more relevance in your own reflection, and
Okay.
then we will continue our combo.
Okay. Well, I had no specific part that I liked,
Yeah,
but it was I had some things that really shocked me. That
yeah,
makes me really impressive because is the percentage of everything because I was not realizing how hard was the situation because I I knew that this problem that bad lodging is a really big problem in our society, but I was not
yeah.
really sure about how critical is the situation watching the
Yeah.
numbers. So in that way, I think that was the most impacted, the most amazing part for me to watch in every part of the article, the numbers, the cases, the situations, how cruel could be real life sometimes because when we are at university we just watch how law works, but in a fiction part that when everything is perfect, isn't it? So when we start to watch everything in real life is kind of different. It is not the same.
Mhm.
Life is really cruel. Life is it is not just at all. So we have to do a better work, I think.
Yeah, I know. What do you think that can be your like the huge reflection about it? What do you think that you will say for your personal after see after read this article? Do you think that you can save something from this exercise? Not
Uh,
in the professional way, like not in knowledge, it's like more in person.
okay. As a person, I think there were a part, a specific part that I can remember really good, but I will try that says people who don't know, well, most people don't know that someone is going to need a lawyer in a future. So that's the
Yeah.
reason, the principal reason that anyone know nothing about how to find one. So I am not sure that I'm going to need a lawyer tomorrow or maybe in a year or in a 2 years. So if I am a normal person that doesn't study law, it's common, it's really normal. But when I started to, well, nobody thinks that they are going to need someone just like that. So that's the principal reason I think most of people don't know how to find a really good lawyer. Is kind of complicated that part, and is kind of reflexive because it's real. Nobody knows that someone is going to need a lawyer or advocate.
Mhm.
That
Do
for
you
me it was
think
hard, but it was real.
that as much money as you pay, you will have that service? If
I
you need
think
a
no.
lawyer, what do you think?
Well, it's complicated because there are a lot of advocates or
Yeah.
lawyers that make a good job, but because of corruption. But maybe I am guilty, and I have a good lawyer that is representing me, but he or she is going to do to make me free for say something like this. He's going to make me free, but with corruption, and that's not okay. And I can pay a lot for try to do that, but at the end I don't know if I'm going to be free. So there are a lot of corruption, especially here, because I'm trying to do a comparison with United States law, because the text was
yes, I want to compare.
exactly.
Yeah,
But I tried to reflect that reality to my country, because here corruption is in every day. And that's really sad for me. That makes me really sad, because it's hard to admit it. So in that way, I think a good lawyer, not it is not necessarily expensive, but here had to have a good lawyer, it is not
cheaper.
the key, not even cheaper, but it is not also the solution for our problems, because if maybe we are competing with another lawyer that is corrupt or have some tricks to access to the jobs, well, he could be the worst in the world, but he have some tricks, and that's sometimes that is powerful. That is really, really, really sad.
Or they have people on it.
Exactly. So
they have researchers, judges, secretaries,
they pay
testimonies,
police, they pay persecutors, they pay a lot of people.
witnesses. Yeah,
It
yeah,
is
I
not
understand. I understand your point. What do you think that are the worst consequences about more than that? More than one lawyer works on your process, like that you have multiple lawyers in a process. What do you think that is the worst consequence about it?
Well, here in Bolivia, we have I don't know how to explain this, because I don't know the specific term to explain it, but it is not a lot, a dual representation, could be said like that. Well, I can have a lot of lawyers representing me. I just one case, but I can open another one. So it could be complicated, because to have my case divided in a lot of people, and then to have to explain to everyone, it could omit certain information that could be really, really important for resolve the case. So
I just checked something that maybe is wrong.
okay.
You can say skip or submit, but omit no. Submit or skip. Omitir,
In which
dejar de
way?
lado. Dijiste omit.
I can't remember.
Dijiste, no me acuerdo, no estoy segura qué fue lo que dijiste después, pero como que estaba escuchando así y lo detecté. Dijiste omit.
I didn't say omit.
Juro que escuché omit.
Could be another word, but
maybe, I don't know, but it was like I started to make the translation. I was like what if you want to say omitir, estamos hablando de otra palabra que es skip or submit.
Okay, teacher, I'm going to take.
Continúa. Sí, tranqui, voy con efecto retardado.
Don't worry, teacher, it's okay. Well, about that, I think it's really hard to do those things at the same time, because well, there are a thing that is not so deal in the paragraph, well, in all the text, that is the emotional consequences that someone has as a guilty victim. Is really hard to be in a process. It doesn't matter the reason. It doesn't matter the origin of that case. It is not easy. It's really hard emotionally talking about. So it's exhausting, it's frustrating, it's annoying, and all of those things, I think, could be worst on the double, I think, because especially when someone is innocent. So one thing that really that was really, really shocked for me. It was that 90% of cases are person that it was innocent. So it's hard because I have no guilty and I am doing that process and expensive money and expensing my time, my happiness. Time wasting?
No. Wasting money. When you are talking about money, you are you use other words like spending.
Spending. Okay. Well,
yeah, you're spending money, but in the context that are you saying is like you are putting your money in the bin. So the like you can use like the best word for use in this case can be a waste of money or wasting money because the client is putting. I understand your context, but it's correct. It's correct in English because you are spending money. But in the way that you want to say it, will be better if you say it because the client is wasting money.
Okay.
Está como malgastando el dinero, metiéndolo en la basura. Si estoy teniendo que pagar un abogado.
Exactly, and it is not just money; it is time, it is energy,
mental health,
mental healthness. Is even health in all of the ways that is possible. So here in Bolivia, we have something that it calls. I don't know the specific way to say this. Maybe it is.
You can try to say it in Spanish, and then we can organize the idea.
Okay, maybe it could be pre-trial detention. That is a way, pre-trial detention.
Como una detención. Okay.
That is a way to...
Preventive. You can say preventive detention.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
preventive detention, okay. And that is a way to, make sure that the part that is guilty or supposedly guilty will be on the case. So it is not a really, really good applicated here because we have a lot of political detention, provincial detention, just because of this. But it is really, really bad. Do it because it is not good. It is bad applicated. So I don't know. We have a lot of things to change here, and we have to work in this.
Yeah, nice. Do you saw yourself working in criminal law one day in your life, or not really?
Could be because I am really strong. I am really strong talking about people that could be intimidating. Sorry.
Yeah.
But I am also really, really, how could be to say, really emotional. I am really sentimental too.
Yeah.
So I could be really strong in the judge.
When you need it.
When I arrive to my home, I start to cry and I'm wishing that everything could be better for a person that doesn't deserve those things. Because sometimes it's really hard, especially when the case is about children. So that makes me, it's really complicated for my heart to deal with that.
I know. Okay, so thank you for your time, for read it, for everything. And before you go, I need please that you fill the survey.
Okay, teacher.
Dame un segundo. Debería salir. No sé, ¿no te sale? ¿Te sale?
I think I have already do it. El de siempre, ¿verdad? Del 1 al 5.
Sí, la encuesta. Sí.
Sí, ya la hice.
No me sale. O sea, en este momento iríamos con 6 y van votando 5. ¿No te deja votar?
No, ya lo había hecho hace rato. En la presentación número 3, si no me equivoco.
Laura, sí, porque tengo Laura, Ara, Karen, Francela, Crisia, Vanessa. ¿Hay alguien que...? Déjame ver. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bueno, alguien se me pasó. ¿No te deja de verdad lanzarla? No.
No, pero
Bueno,
voy a estar revisando con la cámara desactivada para intentar resolver o encontrar si es que fuese posible.
no, pero si no te sale, o sea, ya te parece que ya votaste, ya
Sí,
dejamos ahí. Alguien faltó, no estoy segura quién.
ok.
Y bueno, muchas gracias por tu tiempo.
De nada.
Nos vemos mañana para clase y que descanses, que estés bien. Gracias por
See you
permanecer. Eso es,
tomorrow.
ok. See you. María.
Hola, Gali.
Hola,
Discúlpame,
María, ¿cómo estás?
una confusión gigante con el tema del horario. Estaba pensando en Perú.
Tranquila. No, igual era, ya entré a las 8, pero como tuve un poquito de tiempo libre porque alguien no se presentó, dije, bueno, capaz que se puede conectar y vamos ahorrando unos minutos, por lo que la grabación viene continua. Pero no te preocupes, que estás en tiempo, se supone que comenzamos en 4 minutos, así que no pasa nada. Okay, please, we will start right now. So I want to know, please, do you have time to read all the article?
No, the whole one, but I did read part of it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, I like when the people have like the character to say I didn't read it at all, or I read just a part. I really like that the people be honest, and I really appreciate. So about the part that you read, let me know what was like the thing that more caused one impact on you. What do you think about it? What caused relevance on
Yeah.
your like professional way? If you can like take something for that for your life, if don't, and yeah, I want to know your opinion.
Yes, I specifically was very curious about this. The article says, in theory, the prosecution's duty is to seek the truth, and the duty of the defense is to do nothing. It's like a dream, that part, because it is supposed to be like that. We are innocent against the other part shows that we are not. But honestly, in the real life, it's not like that. You need to prove, you need to act, and also that it's good to have a lawyer, because you need to have a lawyer. You need to have
Yeah.
someone uh, who help you in this process. But also, it surprised me that that a lawyer needs to be effective. Like it needs to do his job, because in Peru, well, I'm not very sure if just in Peru. I think in this is some world problem or maybe a Latin America problem. I don't know, but sadly, the lawyers that are from specifically that are from the state or the government, I'm sorry, they are not that kind of lawyers, because they have a lot of cases, plenty of them, so they don't have time enough to see all the cases, each case. They just say, "Oh, okay, this is the case, so we will do something and we will resolve it," or maybe they don't. Or as the article says, they say, you need to confess, you need to say that you're the guilty one when you're not. So
Yeah.
they tell you that, no, because as the article also says, there are some benefits about it. So it's not good. It's not good for the ones who are in this process. And also, yes, I forgot this, the presumption of innocence, that is really important in our country. Well, maybe here also, I think, in the world, no. But honestly, the presumption of innocence is something like that. It's important. It is important, but not. It's not very common nowadays, sadly, especially in Peru, I think. I know that there is a big case, not just in Peru, in all Latin America, about Odebrecht. You should know about it.
Yeah.
But we're having.
This is off the record when it's recording, and it's the truth. My law firm represents some people from other bridge.
Oh, okay. So I probably
Yeah.
should not say nothing about it.
No worries. No worries, because I have my mind clear about it. And you know what happens to me when I start to work on it? I work in the law firm, but not in the case. But one day we had a meeting, and I always remember that we were talking about one sexual harassment that was really famous in Colombia. And we have a meeting, we was drinking, and everybody started to say, oh, no, if I have to do it, I don't, etc. And our boss, like the owner of the law firm, told us something that really changed my mind. If you are not a lawyer, you are a dentist, what do you prefer? Take one teeth off or make all the facial reconstruction of somebody? What do you prefer?
Just one.
And I start to realize, yeah, that is not about ethics, because your ethics is do what you have to do with the resources that you get, and your client can be the richest, can be the poorest, but always working with ethical stuff. But if you have the option to be involved in one huge case, it's not about ethics. Try to get the best agreement for your client.
Mm-hmm.
It's about ethics. Put money on it. It's against ethics. Do bad stuff, forget a result. That is bad. But when you have to represent somebody, it's the beginning of our profession. Even if I'm not agree with their acts in everything, that can be corruption, sexual, financial, corporative, uh, in everything. So I'm not telling you that you change your mind or that you think same as me. No, but I'm letting you know my experience about it. I was like, interesting, and I start to saw that my strongest way to defend a case was in sexual, when it's the
Wow.
hardest one. And it's like when
Mm-hmm.
everybody says like, oh, I am doing my job. I'm doing what I have to do, but never going out of ethics. And
Yes, that's it.
the client is honest with you. I am guilty, perfect. We will try to do. I'm not making a compromise that judge you will be free. No, I will try to do what I have to do. But yeah, I understand your point, and I am between Gali, that is the one that can represent or being involved in a case as a lawyer, and Gali, that is the person, can be a huge distance. Because when I am not in the office thinking about one strategy for defend something, and I am drinking outside with my friends, I know that all this fucking process is one part of the huge problem of corruption that don't let us continue in all South America.
Yes.
But I need to don't get involved with a case that can be something that I'm really against, and between something that can affect my feelings as a person. For example, person I defend a person that the accusation of the prosecutor was sexual harassment with a girl uh, that has 3 years old.
Oh no.
Everybody rejected, and I didn't have money for that. It was a pro bono case, and he need a defendant. What I have to do? Oh yeah, no, I need to be professional. And
Mm-hmm.
outside, when I become again who I am, that is horrible, and I cannot change it.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to act with responsibility. So I guess that these kind of articles can help a lot when you have to take one position, and it's always good be focusing. So here is like an exercise, like an academic exercise, and you never have to let that the other people take decisions about what you want to express or not. Even if it's for example, I was thinking about that before, and it's like, if I go back to my university, I never had the pants to say, I didn't read it. Sorry. No. But now that I am adult, for me, it's one of the most important things. I can do that. And what happened? I didn't have time for do it. I will do it in a while. But before, with all this idea about perfection, or about being perfectionist all time, it's like, no, we are humans. What happened if you didn't have time for reading? Nothing. So please express your opinion about the beverage.
Oh no, I was going to say that. Well, here in Peru, we have a lot of a lot of presidents that have been involved with that,
Yeah.
and yeah, another other big cases of corruption. But here there was like some people that were into a discussion about it, because some of them thinks that the government is like I don't know how to say it in English. Son perseguidos políticos.
They have a political persecution.
Political persecution. Okay, yeah. Well, they have a political persecution, so they think about it, and they think that it's not just that they are involved in the case, it's a mixture. So it's very interesting because most of them, to have oh, this is another word that I don't know, como que uh, prisión preventiva, preventive, maybe. I don't know.
Detention, preventive
Yes,
detention.
preventive detention.
Yeah,
Well,
or
it
you
was
can
very
say
close.
also I no, now the one girl that told us is disconnected right now, but pre-trial, um, pre-trial detention,
Pre-trial detention.
como antes
Mhm.
del juicio,
Yeah,
detención, pre-trial detention,
pre-trial detention.
and you put a line, pre-trial detention or preventive detention.
Pre-trial. I will stay with pre-trial detention. I think
Yeah,
I
I like it.
remember it the most. Yeah,
Yeah, no worries.
Well, to have a pre-trial detention, you need to have some points. These people, most of them or some of them, didn't like. They were not for that, and a lot of lawyers here says that that was not like what they should do with them, and they were in pre-trial detention. But most of the lawyers here says that that's a political persecution to them, because they need to respect the presumption of innocence. But
Yeah.
this is a discussion. No, it's not like something real, like established. It's like a discussion, but yes, that.
Yeah, great. Okay, Maria. And what about the new vocabulary?
Oh, actually,
Do you find it so annoying? Like
no,
too
not
much?
really.
Or do you think that the article calls the attention enough, your attention enough for continue
It was,
reading it, even if you
yeah,
have more time?
yes, it was really good. I thought actually that I had like an hour, so I think 7. Maybe I will start. Well, here is 7, 9.
No worries, don't
I
feel
was going
pressure
to
at
start.
all. When you have time.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, so
No, sorry of nothing. When you have time.
I
The
said
process, you
I
learn
told
when you
myself.
have the disposition for learning it, not when
I
you
told
have to.
myself I will read it in an hour. I will start here. I will start now. I will start reading a little bit and then continue reading 1 hour. But well, yeah. So, for
No, no
example,
worries.
yes, I found a lot of new vocabulary that is very interesting for me. And actually, well, in some words I really didn't know. I found them in the dictionary.
Yeah, Google.
I don't want to say Google Translator, but well,
Yeah.
yeah, that.
I do it with
Yeah.
Google.
Yes, it was like with Google
Sometimes it's
Translator.
like, I can't say that word online, but sometimes it's just beep. But sometimes it's really useful. And I have it like connected with other apps, and I just copy and automatically give me an answer. And you can change the languages so fast. So for me works. When I didn't need like something professional, for me works.
Yes, it works. Actually, I think it's a phrasal verb. I'm not very sure if this is a phrasal verb, but it says the realities stand in a stark contrast. And when I looked in Google Translator, stand in a stark contrast, all of that, it is contrastan, all of that. So I was very surprised about it because stand in stark contrast.
And it's
It's kind
perfect
of,
to start to read and to being involved with the slang and with the way that they write in a professional
yeah,
article.
yes,
Because
it
you
is.
start to find information that in no way that I can show you, all of you, in a lesson, all that kind of vocabulary will take me ages. So the process
Yes.
is faster if you read it, because everyone has like different way to learn. For example, I learn a lot if I listen it one time, but that's it. But some people don't. Some people need like read it and select and write. So I want to try to satisfy all that learning process.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it a lot. I also think that, well, as a lawyers, we have a very difficult words in English, in Spanish, and also in English. And I was thinking about it because I took my FC exam a few years ago, and I thought, what would have happened if I've learned this kind of vocabulary and I put this vocabulary in the FC exam? Because it's very like not just complicated. It is very formal, and I like it a lot. So I think it's not just good to learn legal English. It is good to take an international exam again.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, Maria, thank you so much for your time. I please need that you fill out the survey before you left. Wait. It's open right now. So please just Maria will fill out. I won't see, no worries. I will go in another, it's like 6.
Oh, Gary, I think I did it because when I entered to the to the class, I think there was the
Okay.
question and I put it. So if you wanted me, I can do it right now again. But I think I did it.
No. I guess that if you do it one time, you cannot do it twice. But try.
Okay.
No, I guess that no. You cannot.
No, right? Yeah, because nothing
No. I
appears
guess that you can't.
here in the screen.
Yeah. No
Yeah, okay,
worries.
I did it.
So
I
the
did it.
important thing that you do it. And thank you so much. Have a nice night and sleep well. And I will see you tomorrow in class again.
You
Okay.
too, Gali. Thank you. Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Maria. Thanks to you. Bye bye. Good night.
Bye bye.
Okay, girls. Right now, I am having like on the list. Give me a second. On the list right now, I should continue with Fatima, but is not here. Rafael is not here, but I have Silvana and Laleska, right?
Yes, I'm here.
So who of both connect first?
Me.
Who is
Yes.
me? Silvana?
Silvana. Yes.
Okay, Silvana. So we will do it right now.
Yep. Okay.
And then the next that come, we will start to. So hello, Silvana. Or do you want to wait? We can wait 1 minute more and see if somebody else connected.
Oh, okay. It's okay for me.
Yeah, if in 1 minute, I'm so radical. If in 1 minute is not connected, I will start with you.
Okay.
I will give the chance to be punctual. Okay. But you more or less listen how is the exercise, right? It's not really a text or exam. It's not just I want to know your opinion about it. If we can discuss about something, will be really good. And yeah, okay, for both for Silvana and Laleska. Let me know. Let me know. We'll start. Will affect. It's the same time, different order. Please let me know what was your opinion about the article, if some part impacts you or not, what part makes you feel good or not. Some people, I have been seeing different reactions about it, so I want to know what is yours. And then I will start to do some questions that will flows. Let the things flow.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have time to read it all?
Yeah. I had time. When you send it, I just read it
Start.
once, and
Okay.
then I just see something that I didn't remember very well. So
Yeah.
I have it.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
The article was very interesting, actually. It was very similar to the articles that we have seen in at university, about their presumption of innocence, where people believe that when you are silent, you're in silence is because you are guilty, or when everybody treats you like a guilty person because you are you have a charge, you're being in charge of some procedure, or you've been in trial sometime. And then I saw this bad lawyering, that behavior of the lawyers, that was very interesting in the way they act as a strategy, because some of them, I don't remember the name, said that it was a strategy, that it was a pejorative, like pejorative words, like for homosexual people, I guess. I don't remember the case exactly.
Yeah.
And then when they were trying to manipulate the witness, you said that they were like a puppet. So it was
Yeah.
clearly for me the idea that you talked about yesterday. And also when there was
Because
that.
sometimes can be blurry. If you are like preparing your witness and you need to testify something, you need to get it for this is so important for practice. When you have to prepare a witnesses, you need to explain that what happened on trial, that the other part will make some questions, and that you need to protect your witness, right? And sometimes that can be used against you if you don't do it in the correct way. Because in the contra, when the other part, when the other lawyer start to do some questions, some specific, maybe the judge or the jury or whatever, everything can understand that you kind of induce your witness to do some questions, or to do something in trial. That is really sensitive, and it's really hard. It's like a really blurry line between induce and suggest and protect. So that is something really important and really interesting in this article also, because can sounds manipulating, but some people didn't have the character to be in front of the judge and to do something. And I'm not talking about do something like in a wrong way or that being against law. No, about testify. Even making a simple call happens to me in a case, because I was just trying to find the witnesses, and with the call and with the questions that I do in a call, the people start to get so nervous and can't say nothing. And it was like I told my client, "Don't work for me. I need somebody else, because with me that I'm not with pressure, didn't work. Sorry." But I didn't have any more. Okay, we continue with two, but with two that would works with me, not against me, even without a start. So that is really important and really interesting also, because can be refusing with manipulation, but it isn't.
Another point that I remember is when the prosecutor and the lawyer had a like collusion. So they will try to make this innocent person looks like a guilty one and be a convicted and go in prison, or maybe they don't realize that this could affect even the life, because in some point of the article they said some death sentence. So it's a severe it's a severe one, so it could be very wrongful for them. And also when I read this case of a mother that were looking for a lawyer for their sons, they talk with 11 lawyers because none of them could none of them answer or do that subpoena or were in the discovery. So it was very interesting, the case. It was a bunch of attorneys with her, but nobody could help her in the way that they were unmotivated or they were really incompetent.
Okay, Silvana, I want to let you know that you have like 10 over 10 because in one sentence you start to use all the vocabulary that we saw yesterday. And I really like that because I know that you do it natural. I don't know, maybe it's because you speak 4 languages, but it's like easier and I really like it. And I want to know what is the best part that one case have been seen for more than one lawyer? Because in all this exercise, I have been the opposite question. Like, what is the worst thing that one case have been seen for more lawyers? But for you, it's the opposite. What do you think that is the good stuff about it?
Maybe when you want to appeal,
Mm-hmm.
so one in the first instance make you lose. So when you change the lawyer for the appeal, it could be a benefit for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you could win the second instance.
Yeah.
Also, it could be a like a more prepared lawyer.
Yeah.
Even you can go. I don't remember the right expression. I don't know if it was a motion of withdraw from the case. I read it actually. When the lawyer is not like is conscious that it's not capable to follow this trial, so it changed the representation from a lawyer. So it could be better for the for the defense if it changed and it could win. They could win this case in favor. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. This is a really interesting point of view. And do you think that we have the same troubles in US that in Latin America? Of course that we have different like laws and etc. But do you think that like the essence of the conflict is the same or not?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, when I was reading this part of public defense, I thought, oh my God, it's the same. Here is the same. We have a lot of
what we can expect.
Yes, they are so unmotivated because there is not a system where you can choose the case. It's just you have to do it because the court gives you that case. The other trouble, it could be that they didn't like this part. What was that?
This part.
This part, the attorneys that are bad, they have this bad lawyering situation. That it's very uncommon to see that. I mean, if we have a
Colombia also.
What?
In Colombia also, it's not common to see that someone comes like without license.
No,
because
they're
they do
so
everything for them to lose it.
Yes, they are so protective. It's like a little mafia, actually.
Yeah.
When you are watching the case, it's like, okay, this is happening, and you cannot do anything, even if it's unethical. You know it's unethical, and actually, to be in a bar association, you have this you have rules. They give you the rule. In Peru, it's like this: when you enter to the bar association, you have this book with all the rules, and of course there is an ethical rules, there are disciplinary rules that you have to follow to be part of this bar association. But when someone is doing the opposite, they're not this bar. So it's shocking. It's like it's unfair.
Yeah, I understand you. But I guess that this is just one. Okay, some in the article is like some of the troubles that we get, but I guess that it's so personal because you cannot make that someone thinks different, and it's like poisoned, you know.
Yeah.
If you are one, I don't care if I told you that that is so unethical, you will do it anyway.
Yeah.
So that is like a trouble as a society. And in my country, we have like multifactorial troubles. It's really hard to say. It's like, don't do that. Don't do. It's like you do and you know what the people are doing, but they have people in all the instance with government. So even the most corrupt lawyers are kind of famous for being so bad and for also defending themselves so good, but all we know that is money involved. So it's like, this is fucked. I am being part of something that is really, really fucked. And kind of gives me some hope when I start to find like this kind of articles, because it's not really, really actual. But when I found it's like, okay, that is happening in the US, but I can't wait for my country. Like, give me kind of hope. It's like, okay, we're surviving. We're surviving of this situation.
We're not that bad.
Yeah, we're not that bad. Okay. And now I want to know, how do you manage this thing about learn new vocabulary? And more like, give me your experience. Now is we changed papers. I want to learn from you. What is your strategy for learning a foreign language?
Well, read actually. It gives me a lot of vocabulary. And also it's gonna sound like weird, but I have like this methodology of steps. I have 3 steps. First, I see movies for kids or music that have lyrics. Then I start
For
watching.
kids or normal?
No, the first step for me is for kids.
Okay.
The second one is see whatever I want, maybe novels or movies for let's say, for public in general.
Yeah.
Maybe TV shows the second step for me is that I'm focused on it. And the third step is when I am doing something else and I have the TV there. So if I'm just hearing, I'm not focused on it. But when I listen something familiar or something interesting, like in news from CNN, or for example in Portuguese I see Globo, or for Italian I see Rai. There's channels on TV, and I'm not focused on it. But when I listen something familiar, I just focus on that. So it's like something that makes me feel more comfortable, because most of the time when I'm talking with a lot of people, I'm not going to be completely focused as I'm watching a TV show or a movie. So it's like 3 steps for me.
Yeah, that is great. That is great. I was one friend told me like so recently, for apply for a job that is really, really good paid, but has to be like in Colombia. And I was like, first, you can see how the language can open other kind of doors, but also that you are living the life that you want. So why do you want to change your life, even if it's for more money or for other conditions? And you start to figure out like different learnings, but was like, oh, they are thinking on me just because one language. So I can imagine if I speak others. I was like quite motivated. Like maybe I should start with other language. What do you want to tell me, Destiny? I should start.
Yeah.
But it was like, and which one? Because I always have been attracted by Portuguese, and even because now I'm like so close, and it's like, But then it's like, who knows? I will maybe ask for some advice, someone that have the experience. I love how it sounds, and I know that they have like a lot of potential, but then I don't know. I don't know. I am trying to figure out. I hope that when we finish this, I will have like a conclusion, and hopefully I start to take a step for learning it.
Yeah, it could be interesting if you try to learn Portuguese or Italian, because it's very
Similar.
similar to Spanish.
Yeah, hopefully we will
Or
see what
maybe,
happens.
or maybe it could be like very awesome if you try to learn sign language. Sign language. It could be
Oh,
very inclusive. I will try. It's
yeah, but
something
it's really
that I have in
hard.
mind.
When I was in school, when I was in school, I learned the abecedary.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just that with one. I can remember. I remember that this is. I remember some like A, B, C, D, E,
Yes.
F, G. I have it in some part of my brain. Just that. I
Sometimes you
just
have
learned
to
that.
turn the hand like this. Yeah, it's something you have to get used to. Applause, applause.
Okay,
Yeah.
please remember if no, you didn't fill out the survey, right?
I did actually. When I enter, I had this on my screen.
Okay, thank you, Silvana. So you're working
Okay.
number 8. Thank you so much for your time, for your advice. I will see you tomorrow in lesson. Have a
Thank
good night.
you. Bye. You too.
Bye bye. Sleep well. See you
Thank
tomorrow.
you. Bye.
Thanks to you. Thanks to you. Ok, ok. Entonces vamos con María. Luego Fátima no llegó. Rafael seguiría. Rafael. Y luego, si no se conecta Gabriela, vamos con Aleska. Ya estamos a punto de terminar, muchachos. Vamos a terminar temprano hoy. Qué felicidad. Bueno, Rafael, ¿cómo estás?
I'm fine.
Thank you so much. Do you have time to read the article?
Yeah, I didn't read the final word, but
Yeah.
I try to understand. Oh, I have some problems. I began to read 30 minutes ago.
No worries.
I didn't have so many time today.
No worries, no worries. But for your work?
Yeah, we have a lot of problems with some documents which are missing from our system, and that's a great problem. Our engineer give positive to COVID. Yeah, so he was not there.
Oh, so
Yeah,
more
it was a
complicated.
bad problem.
Okay, no worries. We will talk about the part that you can't read, even if it was the first part. No worries at all. Let me know if you can state something for your personal life or what opinion it's or deserves you the part of the article that you read. But also, if you want to make like one personal opinion about it, I am like so open to listen to you.
Yeah, I found annoying something like that lawyer who was sleeping in the court
Yeah, that
when
happens in Colombia.
yeah
Happens all the time. The judge is sleeping. You need to speak louder for the judge. Okay, you are winning the case if you can make that the judge be awake when you are talking,
yeah
and
we don't
especially when are old.
say some names, but I saw two judge here in Sucre who is sleeping was sleeping, I think, or maybe he just um I don't know, descansar, ¿cómo se dice?
Rest.
He just resting
He
his
didn't rest or he
eyes.
rest.
I think he was resting his eyes. I don't know. Maybe.
Like my grandma, she
Yes,
always say that she has like troubles with sleep. And
yes.
when I went to sew it, so to sew it hair, sorry, she was like this. I was like, but you are sleeping. No, no, no. I am awake with the closed eyes. She makes me
How old
remember
is
that.
her?
Tell me.
How old is her?
Like
Your
86.
I I was I asked for your grandma.
Grandma, yeah, 86.
80s.
86.
Ah,
86.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
And
86.
I don't know, maybe for the quarantine in
Yeah.
the tribunal uh, we were working just with cameras uh, for other year,
Yeah.
and and I saw in some in some judge uh, that people are sleeping just like the history that we read.
It's like so similar situations. So now it's like in an article by a knowledge researcher, but it's something that happens all the time in real life in our countries. That is just one case, but
And that thing when the same lawyer say that his client is a faggot and fiery boy. I don't know. That is very impressive for me.
do you think that I will start to do random questions? So do you think that
Okay.
the amount of money that you can win for take a case can take influence in the way that you work on it?
Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, like do you think that the amount of money that you can win from a case can take influence in the way that you work on it?
Um,
Like if I have to
yeah,
defend
I understand.
Pepito. Yeah.
In my case,
What is your opinion?
um, well, that's a great problem. I think a lot of lawyers are thinking that if they don't receive the a lot of money and they don't need uh, to be good lawyers,
Yeah.
but it it must it it is it's not correct. I don't know. We have a reputation too,
Mhm.
so if we do a bad work, well, for people we are bad lawyers and we don't have cred,
Credibility. Credibility.
credibility. Yes,
Como credibilidad. Ujú. Sí.
that's my opinion.
Yeah. Or do you think that uh, the lawyer can have like no, I will change the question. How do you think if we start to think that we are humans, because that is the reality, and you made one mistake in a process, how do you think that will be the best way to fix it? Fix it. Being honest with your client about, I don't know, that maybe you don't have the skills for represent him, or what you can do. If in the middle is the process, you figure out that maybe you are not prepared enough to assume that case, what do you do?
Um, it depends on. I think if you are in the middle of something important, you cannot
Quit.
lost all your work in this moment. You need to try and try to resolve that. But if you have some time and you have the opportunity to talk with your client, I think the better thing you can do it is be honest and try to resolve that together.
Yeah. But in all cases, you think that
Give
will
me a
be?
second, teacher. Pa, ahorita no puedo. Dame unos 10 minutos.
No worries. So do you think that the best solution can be honest with your client and tell him like, hey, we are in troubles. I will try to figure it out as best as I can. But
I don't know if it's the best thing that you can do it, but
yeah, no. I mean,
it's
in your
more like
opinion,
the
in your
it's
opinion.
more like the last thing you can do. I think
Yeah,
if
yeah, I
you
guess. And then the
you
client can take the decision.
yeah.
Okay. And do you have some trouble? Like, if we want to connect the article with your work, do you have some of these troubles? Like in your real life, you have been involved with these situations? Because you are like not a defense and no prosecutor, for example. You are like in other part, you are seeing everything and seeing because you are from the other part of the process. So tell me about your experience.
Actually, I don't have experience in this case because like I
Yeah. Your work is different. I know.
yes, I'm more like administrative.
Yeah. But even
So
in the administrative part, you didn't saw some suspicious stuff. I don't know, some different documents or some subpoenas or some excuses about assisting in a trial. How do you connect? If you can find a way of connect the article with your work, maybe which one can be the way?
maybe just the case when people in the office are um, when they didn't work like he he must. And obviously, it this affects to all the process when they retarded all the things that we do, like I don't know, insert all the proofs or give some documents to the judge because they say we have 24 hours to do that, and maybe the better it's um, don't do that since the fin the last moment. uh, I think a lot of people think that in the office, yeah, and that's a problem.
Yeah, further affects the administration of justice.
Yeah, they are not bad lowering, it's more like bad administrator, but it's
This
a
is
similar
bad
thing.
practice. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
bad
this is
practice. You
a
are
bad
doing the
practice.
things that you didn't have to do at work. Yeah. Okay. And if you can suggest, because this is like, I'm always trying to improve the way that I'm like doing my lessons. Do you think that maybe the article was too long, or do you prefer that the article be maybe different, or do you prefer that we use some videos? What is your opinion? Because I'm taking
Um,
notes.
it's. I think the article. Um, it was. The article was good.
Yeah.
Maybe the only problem was that I received that today, so I couldn't find time to read that. If I
Do you want more time?
yeah, if I had the
Yeah.
article yesterday.
Before? Yeah, you will find time. Yeah, that is a really good point. Thank you so much because that helps me to improve. But here, all the morning, we didn't have internet because yesterday they have like a trouble with the Um,
With the transmission?
yeah, no, they have trouble with the provider, como con la señal de internet. Y tuvimos internet esta mañana como hasta las 10, 11, y fue como, bueno, cuando vuelva a tener internet no me voy a estresar, cuando tenga internet voy a mandar el artículo. Pero es muy bueno tu punto de vista porque de pronto podemos hacerlo, mandar el fin de semana,
Yeah,
mandar
I
las cosas que
understand.
se van a trabajar y les va a dar más tiempo de organizarse. Lo voy a hacer así. Muchas
Yeah,
gracias,
sometimes.
Rafael.
Okay.
Antes de que te vayas, te voy a pedir el favor de que llenes la encuesta, si no lo has hecho. Tranquila, yo voy a garantizar tu anonimato, por eso estoy mirando a otro lado.
Yeah.
Y bueno, muchas gracias ya. Muchas gracias por tu tiempo. ¿Están viendo preguntas? Sí. Okay. Muchas gracias por tu tiempo.
Gracias a usted.
Y bueno, nos vemos mañana en clase.
Nos
Que estés
vemos.
muy bien. Que descanses. Adiós. Perfecto, muchachas. Vamos con... Un segundito. Estoy buscando lista. Después de Rafael iba. Sí, Fátima nunca se conectó, ¿verdad? Creo que iba Silvana. Rafael, Silvana.
Silvana, I think.
Sí,
Sí,
Silvana,
sí.
y Silvana ya habló.
¿Así?
Sí, Silvana ya habló.
Me perdí, estoy perdida, muchachos. Estamos perdidas. ¿Han visto ese video? Es re bueno.
Sí, le tocaría
Silvana.
a Gabriela.
Silvana
Déjenme ver,
told
déjenme
me,
ver.
she says she talk.
Silvana. Déjenme ver que yo lo tengo acá anotado. Ay, sí, Silvana, ya, Perú. Entonces seguiría Gabriela. Fátima nunca se conectó, ¿verdad?
No,
No.
Fátima no.
Ah, ok. Que Silvana está conectada y me hace estar... Deja de mirarnos, ¿verdad? Me hace confundir. Listo, entonces seguimos. Gabriela Aralesca y terminamos, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Okay. I know that you have been present, so you know more or less how is like the process, how are these questions. So I want to know what was your favorite part in the article, and then we will start to do other questions about it.
Well, I like to talk about to the reality when not all the lawyers has been compromised with all his or their cases. So when talk exactly about in some cases when for example then don't pay too much attention, don't pay attention too much. And that when talk about I do my notes. When that talk about the seats amended, T.DER, right, the assistant of the consul for his defense.
Yeah.
So this for when I start the career, I would like to specialize to criminal
law.
Yeah. I don't know if you see the series how I made no. I don't
En español íbamos, vamos montando.
I don't remember the name. It's about a woman lawyer specialized in cómo ser un asesino y salirte por tu cuenta, algo así en español, but I don't remember the name. It's talk about all the time with criminal laws. So I will.
And we always have like that influence that the lawyer is the one that works with criminal law.
But I didn't understand.
That we always have like that reference about a lawyer. Oh yeah, it's the one that works with criminal, the same with criminal law.
Yes. I would like to match. Well, I see more in series something like that.
Yeah, I will show you now because I just quite of feel it. I told you, but I guess that I will do it in a lesson. Check. I don't know if you can see. This is me in a trial.
Objeción, señoría, eso no hace parte del tema probando.
You can see that I'm so different.
Del testigo. Sí considero que hace parte del tema probando.
The date?
Por favor.
Yeah, this was 18th of March of 2019. Without any idea that all this can happen. But yeah, for me, I never think about it. I never like take the decision so conscious that I want to work with criminal law. I always have so clear that I want to work with human rights. And in the process to become a lawyer, I discovered that I love that area of law. But I also learned all the huge responsibility that you put on you when you take that decision.
Yeah, es como the life of the person, it's a different.
Yeah. It's really hard.
It's
really
simply
hard.
creates too much.
Yeah, you have like a lot of responsibility, and if you do something wrong, you will always like have this on your mind, even when you don't want it. I mean, if you made a mistake, it's like really hard. And I have been with people that just quit their jobs and quit their whole career just because they can accept that they can let them make mistakes. And that is so important because we can do it, of course. It's not the best way to do it when you have a client. For that reason, you have to work hard for don't do that. But the truth is that. And when you work like in private, you have a lot of cases, but it's also so common that the judge make mistakes because they have a lot of process, and same the prosecutor. It's like really hard. The whole system is, or the whole system has troubles.
In a part in the article in a part exactly talk about the many lawyers use their clients to be to chair to make it say I am guilty for
Yeah.
something like that. And
because that benefits them. In my country, it's like you have been all time overseeing about all the things that you need to do or that you have to do if you are like a public defender. But also if you, for example, if I makes that you makes you guilty in the process, I will have less work. So I make it's like your life is a number in my statistics. Right? Because my salary depends of that. Do you know what I mean?
More clients, more money.
Sí. No necesariamente así, pero los defensores públicos son muy medidos por las estadísticas. Entonces, si yo hago que tú te declares culpable mediante mi asesoría, buena o mala X, mi trabajo es menos y me puedo enfocar en los casos grandes que sí tengo que defender y eso va a ayudar a mi estadística. Cuando un abogado es muy perfeccionista, si tú trabajas en el sector público y como defensor público, si eres muy perfeccionista y quieres que todos tus procesos sean perfectos, a ti te toca sacrificar tu vida. ¿Sí? Eso no pasa. Para ellos es un número. ¿Entiendes? Y eso creo que es la esencia de lo que quiere decir el artículo. Ese pedazo que tú me mencionas. Esa es la manera en la que yo lo interpreto con mi realidad, ¿sí? Con la realidad que ya viví.
Talk about too much with numbers, percents to 19, 1999.
Yeah. And that is like US.
Yeah.
So
I have a question. Why talk about exactly for Georgia?
Tell me.
Why talk about exactly for Georgia?
No entiendo.
¿Por qué exactamente?
About Georgia. I was like, No, this is just the girl that writes the article. I read it before, and they makes like she always is so reflective. Like they always want to do makes that you reflection about it, makes a reflection about it, and it's like more sociological. It's not so like connected with advocacy. She always writes like a sociological stuff, and I found it because it was really connected with bad lawyering. So for keywords, I found the article, and when I start to saw the examples about the witnesses and about the duty of the lawyers, was like, okay, this one because it's connected with my lesson, right?
Yes, because yesterday.
But she just talked about that state because, sorry, ¿aló? Llegué al artículo
So
por keyword, por palabras clave, no porque Estados Unidos, no. Voy a tomar una experiencia internacional que estamos estudiando, está conectado con el tema, sale, es este. Porque también para mí tiene que haber como una historia detrás. Si a mí el primer párrafo o sea, no voy a estudiar con la misma. Traté de buscar algo que fuera llamativo en medio de que estamos viendo un tema muy plano, ¿sí? Y por eso llegué, no porque esté enfocada en que se aprenda la ley de determinado estado o los porcentajes de determinado estado.
I would like
Es
that.
más como
I like that.
un ejemplo.
It's so interesting, but I really
Yeah.
like that. Porque I know
Yeah.
in all the states it's different laws.
Yeah. But when we want to talk about like a foreign language, when we are talking about English, I really like to put some examples from different countries because we didn't know in which one you can work in the future. And also it's different expressions and different realities. And I like to, like in the articles, you will start to see that we will take some other samples from all around the world. Of course, that.
Yeah. Oh well. When I start to read, I think, why this state? Because maybe have something special. But then I read bad lawyering many times. So yeah, it's connected with the term we talk about yesterday.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, and if you need to do like one suggestion, do you think that was so long, the article? What is your opinion?
Not too long, but I would like to make more time to organize with the other activities.
Yeah, I just someone told me that. Sorry.
No, enough.
Okay, no worries. I like to listen.
Yeah, because when we are, I am a student and I think I read too much, more longer, but well, more time to read.
Yeah, no worries. I will fix that because I want to send that activities on the weekend. And then we didn't have these troubles. But thank you so much for your opinion. I really appreciate it because that helps me to improve also. And thank you so much for your time. Have a good night and I will see you tomorrow. Please let me know if you make the survey. Yes, you do it?
Yes.
Or not yet?
Yeah, sure? Yes. When I open Zoom, is the first to appear in there.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you. Good night, teacher.
Thanks to you. Thanks to you. Have a good night.
Bye.
Adios. Laleska. Hello.
Yeah.
No worries. I will move the schedules, promise. From can't remember if we have on Friday.
No, I'm fine being the last one. Like I actually have an issue with it.
Yeah, thank you. But I want that moves because then we'll be like always the same. It's like more that we change it. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks.
I guess that now are different because I'm not so exhausted as before. As you can see, it's like That day I remember I was like, oh, I need to sleep. But now I am like,
like
turn
you have been
on.
talking for so long.
Yeah. I always have my poison.
To keep going.
Yeah. Okay. So do you have time to read all the article or just a part?
No, I read it in its entirely. A little bit rushed, but I read it completely.
Okay, nice. What opinion deserves?
I liked it. I think it's very interesting, and it kind of awake one of my worst anxieties, and I think it's one of the worst like nightmares of someone that has some legal troubles within like your life, because it's like it accentuates some points, like for example when people don't know an attorney, they don't know who to go for. Like I have a legal trouble, who I go with. I ask my family, oh, do we have a lawyer? Do we have someone we know? Do I have a friend who knows a friend who knows a cousin that is a lawyer or something? Then there's another thing that you're always taught since you're like start your career as a lawyer, like in the university. You start studying like things like presumption of innocence, for example, that it's supposed to be this big thing that protects you and in theory makes you be like, oh, I don't have to do anything because you need to prove that I'm guilty, or at least in like in a way, in a convincing way, that I might be guilty, that I might have done something. But in reality, and I remember this from a teacher, she was like maybe I was like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, she was like, okay, in theory, you don't need to do anything. But if you don't do something, you will go to jail. You will go to jail. It doesn't matter if you're innocent. You will go to jail. And that's really shocking. It's really scary because you need to find a way to prove that you are not guilty. While someone is trying to prove you are, and while you have something that in paper says that you're innocent until you're proven guilty. it's it's very shocking, it's very scary to know that there are some lawyers out there, because so many lawyers have been like going in the market for so long. Like I think every day you have maybe 100 new lawyers, and
Yeah. In
maybe
my
you can
country,
I'm sorry.
in my country, it's something like 44 per hour.
That's really shocking. That's so shocking, because at some point,
Yeah.
one of those, at least one of those, has to be about one. And when you go to
Yeah.
them, you don't know that, because they are not going to tell you, "Oh, I'm completely
I am
bad.
a
I'm really
disaster.
incompetent. I can't do this thing, but I just want your money." No, they are not going to tell you that.
Yeah, I
And
understand you.
then there's people that have the skills, but they just want you. They are like, okay, I have the skills to do this, but I would rather save my time, I would rather save my effort for another thing that might benefit me more, rather than helping you, because you are just a
Yeah.
little number for me, you're nothing.
Yeah.
And that's also really bad because it's my life, it's my time that I will never get back. it's
Yeah, that is
it's
true.
it's
Do you
really
think,
shocking.
give me your opinion. If you have, imagine that you are in your buffet or in your law firm and you have like a lot of cases, but you have arrives the case that will save all your wallet for all your life, that will pay you a lot of money. Give me your personal opinion. What did you do? Do
I
you,
mean,
of
I
course that
mean
you put effort
like
in all the cases, but if you have like the huge case, what did you do?
I mean, if I had one
Do
case that
you
was
think
like
that
the one I
maybe,
want,
yeah, yeah,
and
that you need to win, because if you win you will be rich or whatever. I will put in this money stuff because it's the one controversial in the article, of course. But do you think like being honest with yourself is not correct, or incorrect questions, answers, sorry? Do you think that maybe you can move a little bit your attention about one case that gives you a huge amount of money,
I mean,
or
I
not?
think it's
How
like
do you see
a
that?
normal reaction would be like glance at it, like, oh, money. But the thing, the ethical thing, at something that we should know as lawyers or attorneys, is that it's more than money. It I guess for some it is, but it shouldn't be, because
Yeah.
for you it's money that you can gain somewhere else, money that you can build. Yeah, you can build your wealth in years. But
Yeah.
whatever you stop doing
to these people, these previous cases, to focus on this one irresponsible, because you can also like maybe you can be like, I want to focus on this one, so I will give these cases to maybe some juniors I have that I know are competent, that I know can deal with it. I can do that. I can look for other ways for let them go.
I will change it. I will change the question just for put more pressure on you. If you are the only one, you work alone, you are independent.
No, I wouldn't do it.
I
wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't leave.
Wouldn't do
I
that.
wouldn't leave them. I wouldn't. Even if it would be like an determined point in my career, I think I have like I have this duty with these people. I already started the cases. I took them.
Yeah.
I have this duty that I can just give away because, oh, this will push my career. This will push my career, because then who I will be, what kind of person will I be? I know this is something that might happen in the future and might happen to some people, and not judge them, because you choose what to do with your career. But personally, I don't think I could sleep well thinking that I let these people go, that probably had or found another lawyer that does a good job, or that they just went to jail or something because I decided to push my own interests.
Yeah, interesting. I really like to listen that kinds of points of view. I really like to push to be in other situations. And do you like crime law?
I liked it for a while. I think I once wanted to be a prosecutor, but then I kind of didn't want it because it's hard work. And like for me, I think it's hard work, and I think you have to focus on other things, a lot of cases at the same time. You have to do a lot of research, you have to do a lot of investigations, things like that. And that some might not do, but that doesn't mean that you don't have to. Like if some don't do them, that's another thing. Like they are failing in their work, but it doesn't mean that the work doesn't require those things. So when I thought about that, I would be like, okay, this is a lot of work. Am I willing to do this amount of work? Am I willing to join into this place, knowing that most of them don't do it? Most of them just fail. Most of them just are like, no, I won't do it. No. So then I thought, I don't think so. I don't think the system is good in that sense, and people should change their minds. They should change the perspective they have, because sometimes it's very common here that when you have criminals, you got them and you charge, like you press charges against them. They are like, and then you see the next day in the news they are free, they are walking in their freedom, and people are like, oh no, the judge did that, the judge did that. And I'm like, but then you see the case and the prosecutor was like, no, I can, yeah, I can do it. No, they're free to go. I know you found the murder weapon. No, that isn't it. No, obviously not. So that's infuriating. That's really infuriating, because people like, and also me as a judge will be infuriated, because I'm like, I can't do my job if that person does their job, because a judge is not a prosecutor. A judge can be like I want proofs like this. No, they can do that because it's not their jobs. And it's really like frustrating.
Yeah, what do you think that can be your apport? Do you think that you can make for change some stuff in your country?
I mean,
related with the article, of course. What do you think that is on your hands and what not?
I think that they should be like, at least not like a bar, but maybe some kind of organization like a bar that repeatedly puts these like attorneys or lawyers in general, everyone that is practicing law, into this like, are you doing a competent work? Yes or no? Like not you pass exams, you're fine. No, it's not an exam. It's see you in practice. See you are doing a competent work, yes or no? Because otherwise there's gonna be like, there's this like people that are like, it's hard for someone to be qualified as incompetent. It's hard for someone to be revoked his card for being a lawyer. So they can fail 10,000, no, well, not 10,000 people, but like they can fail 10 people that will end in prison being innocent, till someone finds out, or till someone realizes, oh, this person is an incompetent lawyer. This is bad lawyering. this bad lawyering and no one saw it or no one cared. So for me, the best approach to this, it's actually keeping these people actually checked, not letting them like, you're a lawyer, you're free to go, you can do whatever you want, it's fine, you're never gonna do something wrong. So obviously there is things that we can do, because doesn't it, like, if you don't win a case, that doesn't mean you're a bad lawyer, that doesn't mean you did bad lawyering. It's obviously it's not that case, but you can analyze what happened in it. So there's a difference between a lawyer that did all the research, that asked for all the proofs, that communicated with his with his client and everything, and there's a difference with a lawyer that was like never ever spoke to the client even. So like, they don't even know the client. They don't even read the case.
Yeah.
That is very common. It's sadly very common.
Yeah.
They read it in front of the
so
judge.
much. Yeah. Yeah. In Colombia happens all the time. The prosecutor go in the front of the desk and it's like, sorry, I need to do the or this audience or this trial on our day because I received the case yesterday.
Yeah.
It happens all the
like,
time.
what kind of like defense can you do when you have just read it like 3 minutes ago? What can you do?
Yeah. But then it's other superhuman power and it's improvisation.
Yeah, you can also do that. But that can...
I do it. Not with, because I never work with government, but I remember I do it a couple of times, and I need to push myself because I know when you are like, you didn't have excuse even when you are working, when your boss tells you like, you go there.
Yeah.
I don't care at all if you didn't read it and you don't have any idea about it, you have to go. And I remember a couple of times being on the taxi, like for go to the trial. And I know that now now it's like a joke, but happened. If not, I will lose my job. As simple as that. Because what? Because the client is a number. Because what? Because I'm on the system. And even if I say, oh no, sorry, this is bad lawyering, I can't do that. We have a process. And I remember that I talked with the secretary, and I was, because was my friend, and was like, I need 15 minutes, and I sit and I organize the whole audience in a couple of minutes, and it's like, fuck, if I can with this, I can with everything. And that is other thing that of course you not get prepared in the university, but if you have the skills, if you are good, you will be good always, because it's like the base is the same, but then you need to change the facts and know the names about the witnesses and do it. It's a risk, but of course that the huge responsibility that comes on you. In the process, yes, because you know that everything is recorded and you have your license. And if I was responsible, it's like, no, sorry, I cannot. But by this time, I was maybe so innocent and stupid. So I just I didn't have other options. Like, oh no, go you. No, because if I do that, the next day I didn't have a job. But now that I am an adult, that I realize other stuff, is like, wow, that was so responsible. And I learned it. I'm so sure that know things, like have the knowledge and have you're conscious about it, makes you free in all the aspects. But I am so connected with the independence. And when you can manage yourself, you can be conscious about your decisions, even working, right? It's like I discuss with my coworkers or with my associates, like we can take that because blah, blah, you can express your opinion and take decisions about take one case or not. But when you are working for somebody else, so I guess that all that stuff take influence in who I am right now, right? And that helps too much to understand how I want to be, what kind of lawyer I want to be, and this experience. Yeah. but a lot of lawyers have to do that all the time, same as prosecutors in my country. They didn't have time for study the case. They can say, oh no, sorry. Some they do it, but some simply they can't because of the terms or whatever situation that they need to approach in that time. But that happens. It's all reality. So what we can do? What do you think? For conclude this important conversation, what do you think that we can do? Being realistic, right?
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
of course that,
in concrete things, in
yeah, we
concrete
won't change the
ideas.
world.
I think maybe everything can be rooted to how you manage time, how you manage like that time that you're given, because like sometimes this is not time, the way we manage time actually not only affects the prosecutor or the attorneys, it affects even the judges, that they can't even go to sleep. They can't even sleep. That's why they fall asleep on the trial, because they can't
Yeah.
even go to sleep. They don't know, they lost the sense of time, they lost the sense of what case is this, what case is this, what case is this, like they don't even know. And I mean, you still need to like, if, as an attorney or as a prosecutor, if you're given this work 3 minutes before it starts, you need to still go on. Like you need to do it, because you can't say, as you said, you can say, "Oh no, I can't. Bye." No, you can't say that. You can't say that, not only
You need to
because you
accept it.
are like, you, not only because you work for someone else, because but also because you can't do that all the time, and it happens more regularly than people think, or that will be like acceptable. It happens a lot of times. So you need to just, by experience, building those skills, like how to read 30 pages in 2 minutes, like and try to
Yeah.
get all the basic ideas, get all the names, get everything like enough, so you can like still manage to do something decent or even like
Yeah.
good. And that's something you build with experience, something you build with time. But it's also something that you are forced in. It's a situation you are forced in, not something that you choose for yourself. Because if you could choose, you wouldn't be like, oh, do I want to go in a trial where I've read the papers 3 minutes before it? No. No one will want that. No one will put themselves in that situation. But it's something you're forced in, something that you are like, oh, okay, I'm here, what do I do? Go on. There's nothing else you can do. Just go on.
Yeah.
You will learn. You will get the skills that you need to survive
Or
in this system.
you will lose your card, but
Or you can do that. It's like,
yeah.
it's a really hard thing to do. It's not something that it's just like they put themselves in the situation. They decided. No, you don't decide it.
No, you are
You
part
don't
of the
decide
system,
it.
baby. It works like that. You are part of it. But now I guess that if I can suggest, I know that the independence is really hard because of course that you don't have 300 cases all month or monthly as you do it without working in a huge law firm, but you can speak and you can take decisions, and that is worthy that money. Works like, for me, works like this. For other people, maybe don't. But when you can take decision about what you want to do, your life is completely different in everything. And I'm talking about everything, about professional stuff, but about other personal stuff also. So different when you can see like, okay, are my options. I will see pro, contrast, and I will take this decision. What is supporting, what is against, and I take some decision. That is for so long so much better that didn't have that decision. Okay, I really appreciate this conversation with you. I really appreciate your point of view. I need that you please fill the survey.
I did it already.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I joined
No
Zoom, it
worries.
suddenly popped it up. I didn't.
I have no worries. I have 3 missing, and 1 missing, and 3 that didn't connect tonight. But okay, we are done. I guess that we finished. Okay, yeah, I will check the list. I need to detect the people that didn't come. Fátima didn't come, Rafael, Silvana ya, Gabriela y la Lesca. Bien, súper. Ok, voy a sacar la lista de quien no lo hizo. Muchas gracias por su tiempo. Nos vemos mañana en clase. Que descansen, que estén muy bien. Gracias por todo. Aquí también estoy aprendiendo con ustedes. Me lo súper disfruto. Que estén bien y nos vemos mañana. Adiós, adiós. Buenas noches a mis fantasmitas. Buenas noches, descansen. Duerman, duerman. Adiós. Alison, te envío la votación. Una faltó y, o sea, una faltó de las personas que estuvieron conmigo, una persona no lo hizo, no pude detectar quién fue. Y luego las personas que faltaron a la speaking call de hoy.